Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tavern with myself, Dale. Here we have
Glenn.
And here
hello.
we have hello. And once again we've got Rob back with us because
I'm not looking forward to this.
So back in I think was it episode 2?
We made a promise.
Yeah, we made a promise. If we hit a certain amount of likes, we would eat some century eggs, or we'd try century eggs. Let's not say eat century eggs when nobody's going to end up eating the whole century egg.
Well, you're not gonna eat it.
I'm not going to eat the whole thing. Like
I hate to drop this on you, right?
I'm gonna
I've been
try.
waiting for this. I've got a doctor's note saying that I can't do it.
Oh,
I'm
piss, piss off.
you. It ain't happening. So, Ebbs, if you can just grab the century eggs and like give it a little show to the camera. Just show them what we got. Trying to crack one. The whole office is going to stink.
No.
There we go. We got some century eggs.
Wait,
there.
I thought they're jelly, right?
Yeah.
The insides are.
Yeah.
Oh, jelly.
They're
I'm not
like
looking
jelly.
forward to this, man.
Hey, before we carry on with the video, I need to warn you that the next bit you're going to see is kind of a bit rough to watch. We decided to put the century egg eating thing first at the start of the video as opposed to at the end, and yeah, it's rough. So if you do want to skip it and you do want to just go straight to the podcast and avoid the century egg stuff, you shouldn't. It was really funny. Then go to the timestamp that's going to be on screen now, and yeah, enjoy the rest of that. But if you do want to watch it, be warned, there is some heaving, there a lot of swearing, and some interesting, disgusting food. All right, enjoy. Oh no! I'm gonna keep a little bit of this in for big camera up there.
I can't do this. I can't. If Dale is sitting there being sick.
Look at this, lads.
What? Can you substitute in for me?
No, Rob, you got it.
I smell this as a one.
I'm not looking forward to it.
He's a fucking manky, man.
Blowjob guy.
Look,
You see your plate or you got it? You got it? You
I
got it?
can't do this.
Oh no, I'm going to bring them back.
Boys, I can't. I don't think I can do the smell of this.
smell is awful.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's just me, but they just smell like cooked eggs.
Yeah.
It smells like bad eggs. I've got a bit.
Look at the inside of these bad boys. Put
Yeah,
it
I
down.
feel like I've got a bit of
Not in.
PTSD because I looked at the side, feel like I needed to throw up.
You come over towards me. Hey, Dale.
Smells like that.
This one's mine.
His tongue big. He's probably going to.
I wish I had the GoPro from Glenn to be able to record your guys' wrenching right now.
Who's heaving? Is that Sam?
Wait, have we all got...
Yes, tell me that one.
Dale, do you want a black bag?
I'll just eat carrots.
Mate, we should share some puke, you know?
I can't do this, man. Eyes are watering.
Hey,
Rob.
How's it taste?
Fucking rank.
You gotta get some yolk in there. I feel sick. Get some. You missed a bit of yolk.
The first bite was like fizzy.
Sorry.
I can't. I'm bailing out this, boys. I'm giving money to charity or something like that. I can't.
Not gonna lie. Not the worst.
Yeah, James was a lot fucking worse, like.
The hard bit is swallowing. Here we go. It's like cum. It's cum.
Oh my god. Yeah,
You're fine. Easy.
Yeah, honestly, Rob, you're psyching yourself out so much.
Bottle of whiskey on the go. You
It's
eating
all-
the full thing? Oh! You're gonna try and eat all that? I'm not eating that whole thing. Like I'm tasting it.
Just get it off me. Get it off me, man. Get it off me. Like.
The other bit is swallowing it. I can't. My body will physically not let me swallow it.
I feel like massage whiskey.
Let's get that camera to Mike.
Get that camera out, me Mike.
When my mind's rejecting it.
I'm not surprised. It smells old. It smells like old people.
I got like Dale's arsehole. I genuinely do like.
I mean, this is a treat, right? This people eat this as a treat.
It doesn't mean you gotta enjoy it. Some people eat ass as a treat. Do you eat ass?
I'll
you
be
ass
honest,
ass?
I'd eat ass as a treat. I'd eat ass as a treat. I don't.
Remember your microphones are still on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Putting it in front of
Right.
me.
Does anyone else want to go?
No.
Is it okay that I eat half the half? Is it
No, it's
okay that I
fine.
eat a quarter?
I just want people to have a
Yeah,
bite, and it
yeah.
has to be bit of yolk, bit of. No. Any other time I'd lick off your finger, but like,
I can't do
oh, that bag's gotta come here because I'm about to go. Like,
Going to hold the plate.
I want
No,
to
you
put it
keep the
down.
plate.
That wasn't the worst.
It looks like, you know those little toy aliens?
Rob, are you already dry heaving?
Yeah, mate.
You can't even smell them anymore.
I can.
You've
It's the
acclaimed.
look of it. It just looks.
I mean,
like
my hand is
vagina.
covered in your spit. That I just rubbed it right the way through whatever that was.
Yeah, I did rub it off onto the bag. I apologise.
Why would you lick it?
My first bite of this, right? My first bite, it was kind of.
Stop.
I shit you not. I shit you not. The first bite I took of it.
Why?
I was like, what the fuck did
Dale, look at
I
me.
mean, just
Dale,
bite it.
Dale,
No.
Dale, look at me.
No.
Mate, you licked it, and I was like, why the fuck has he done that? What a mistake.
Oh,
You
Ken,
should
stop licking
definitely.
it. Just stop licking it.
Okay, before you throw up, give the plate to Kai,
Yeah, I'll take the plate.
and then hold the bag with the other, just to make sure you don't puke on the rest.
Try
If you
tuck
wanna,
it in.
if you wanna puke on happy guys,
Tuck me in.
That's a good thumbnail right there.
Yeah, mate, you fucking licked it. I'm like, oh, he's brave.
I look like a twat.
it's fine. Just take a bite. Take a bite.
3,
Mush it,
2,
make it mushy in your
1.
mouth. Go on.
Fucking make me go.
I want to hear puke.
Go on, let's all do it. We'll go from me, Ebs, Rob, Sam.
He's gonna sit there.
Your neck sound.
Yeah,
I
right.
laugh too much.
I've heaved once already. I think I'm okay.
You still eat.
You've
your
not thrown
mouth
up, have
open.
you? You didn't throw up, did you?
Kind of chewy.
Why did you lick it?
It's got the texture of like 100-year-old cum, you know?
The reaction wasn't that bad when I did it in Singapore. What happened? I think licking it ruined me.
I mean, you licked it. You went,
The side of the egg I took a bite into, right, is where all the bubbles had formed at the top. So when I first bit into it, it was kind of fizzy. As the air bubbles popped in my mouth.
Going like.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking protein in this.
nah, but I don't think Rob will want to eat that. Rob, which one?
I don't care, mate. Just
No, look.
I don't,
Look.
I can't.
Rob, look.
I can't fucking look, mate.
Mate, look. Which one do you want? So you don't get the.
Such a bad reaction. I'm so.
Which one do you want?
Get close enough.
Bad anger.
Yeah,
Do you think you were gonna nail it?
I thought it was gonna be fine. I didn't look. I spat it out when I had it last time, but this time I couldn't. Even
So this one, yeah.
Yeah.
That one looks.
Let me see
fuck-
the yolk on that one a sec.
Oh.
That's Rob's.
Okay.
It's got less yolk, is it?
Oh,
It's
mate,
more
look at
evenly
that.
distributed. I want to imply.
That is fucking rancid. Dude, look at that.
Like a
Hey,
jam.
Rob hasn't eaten it yet, and he's like in.
Oh.
I think my reactions fucked him up.
Yeah, 100%.
Rob, it just tastes like egg, mate.
Yeah, according to you, it tastes like cum.
Well,
Oh,
Right.
that's got the bit.
I can't even. I'm only watching them on this screen, like.
You enjoying it? You've got better mental fortitude than I have, like.
It's really hard to swallow, isn't it?
I can still feel it on my lip.
It's like your body will not let you swallow. Oh God.
You can do it. It's over.
Do I eat the rest?
No.
Nah.
You don't have to, though.
Rob!
That was gross.
It's fucking rancid.
The only thing that kept me through it is I tasted egg, like as in normal egg.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's okay. Oh, that is awful.
Once you can taste... Yeah, the normal egg is what keeps you sane.
So, you know what I really struggle with?
What?
I really hate, like, the sound of heaving. It makes me feel sick. So, because I was heaving,
Yeah.
I was making myself feel worse and worse just by hearing myself. And I was in a really bad place just now.
Do you want to know something? I was there acting like I was heaving because I thought it'd get you worse.
I hate it. You know I hate it.
Oh.
I hate vomit, and that was eggy, I bet. Like, that must be
Yeah, once
rancid.
my stomach started churning, I was like, oh fuck.
It's all in my teeth and stuff now as well.
I need, like, a Coke. That'll dissolve everything.
It's fucking disgusting.
Rob!
Job's turn.
Rob, you next. Just climbed out the window, like.
You agreed to
Do the
this,
segment
Rob.
again of staring into the audience's eyes.
Isn't it his idea?
Doing the audience stare
It might be,
again.
yeah.
The
Oh,
segment.
it was disgusting.
We'll do what
Well,
you,
second day of being 30 and I've eaten a fucking disgusting ass egg.
an egg almost as
Yeah,
well as
when we reach 100, we'll do another century, I guess.
No.
Yeah. He's locked his door.
Yeah.
Rob, are you serious? Rob! Come on, it's your turn to eat the egg. It's fine, it tastes like egg. It does, yeah.
Boys, he's not gonna like it.
It's yummy.
He's not gonna like it at all.
Get it over with, Rob. It's for
Rob,
the content.
the faster it goes in your mouth, the quicker it's over. Rob, get it in your mouth, puke, and then we can go home. Easy.
Oh. Take the black bags.
I don't want to do this. No. I'll give money to charity.
Nope.
Eat the egg.
There is no out now.
Eat the egg.
Oh, that stinks of egg.
I feel really bad. I think I can do it.
You have to.
Rob, you can do it.
I feel I'm going to be sick.
Mate, you can do it.
Don't get that
Rob,
camera. Like.
You literally just heard me like heaving like fuck, yeah? You gotta do it, mate.
Hey, just take a bite out of it and then you're good to go.
Take a seat. We're all coming to watch.
Hey, you'll be fine.
Right, back by the microphones, guys.
Get that camera at me, Luke.
At least when you've done this, you never do it again.
I don't think I can do it. Like, I
Keep it very
genuinely.
crafter.
Mate, it's not nice, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
There you go.
I will say,
Maybe it is worse than the
that was better than the old one, the one we had before.
Not for me.
Because the one we had in Singapore, when I bit into it, it like burst all over my face and it was disgusting.
Otherwise,
That was
Don't laugh.
disgusting.
The upside about this egg, Rob, is that the yolk is like solid.
Yeah.
There would
Grab
be
it,
nothing
don't look at
worse
it.
than if that yolk was runny.
Don't look at it.
Mate, he's gonna take one bite and
You're not allowed to
immediately
spit it
spit
straight out.
her out.
At least
You know,
savour the
You
flavour,
gotta
yeah?
chew it a bit.
You got this, you got
If you
this.
hold your nose, you might smell it less.
Oh,
He's doing it again.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Oh,
What a lad! What a lad!
you
Get
can
it!
do it. Come on, you can do it.
Is he doing something else in it, though?
No, that's
I'm
yours.
joking. That's yours.
Come on, you can do it. Don't hatch. Come on.
I can't. It tastes
Hey, good effort.
hey, a lot more of the egg went in your mouth than ours.
You did better than me.
I mean, it didn't stay there, but you know.
like. Why do people eat this shit?
Now he's bitten into it for a back down. It's what?
Fucking in my teeth. Like, it's in my teeth, mate. Where's the whiskey?
The smell is bad.
I can't believe you choose whiskey over like Pepsi.
Yeah, give me the camera, dude.
What the hell would I do?
Oh, I just put my fucking... The bag smells egg.
It's on your nose, Rob.
Oh, don't say that.
Rob, do you know what's worse? The egg smells of egg too. He's got egg sat next to him and he's like, oh, the bag smells of an egg. So we throwing that plate out, yeah?
Yeah, I'm throwing it out the window.
Get out the window.
No! Not the plate as well.
Oh, no, don't even throw the egg out the window either.
That's fucking...
The eggs outside.
That thing is not fit for human consumption.
If your tires pop, you know why.
Jesus fucking Christ. That sound was good though, right?
Yeah, that was a great sound.
I don't even know what it went like. I'll pay for that plate at IKEA. I'll literally drive there.
Nobody cares about the plate.
I'm wondering if the camera heard that.
Oh, God.
Fucking hope the camera heard that.
Wait, that was the most textbook smash. It was clean. It was like.
How was it, Rob?
Yeah, Rob, I hope you clean that up, mate.
Rob, just to make things worse, it's gone past 12 o'clock.
Oh
mate.
shit, I'm up for the rest of the fucking night after that travesty.
Well, the good thing is, now you have to eat the other half.
Alright. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you for being here. Peace out.
What was that noise? I'm sorry. Did you hear that? Oh no.
It was a little bit.
What?
So, with us eating century eggs, I just kind of want to ask you guys, like, what is the worst food you have eaten?
Century egg.
Straight off the bat, century egg.
Horrendous. The last time we did it, it was one of the most disgusting. It's vile.
That crab we ate was probably one of the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
It didn't
Black
smell the
and
worst. It
things
didn't
like
taste the worst, but the feeling of that thing shattering in my mouth was horrible.
So, I'd have to agree with you. Like, I think the century egg tasted worse than the crab, but that crab was like it wasn't like
Vile.
food. The texture wasn't, it didn't taste edible. It was like eating some form of ceramic.
It was the black insides, man. I couldn't.
The worst thing I could have done was look in it.
Yeah.
Rob.
Somebody, it was Dale turned it around and went like, look at that, and I was gone. Like, was it you? Like somebody turned it around, and I was like, I'm gone.
Have you seen the inside of a century egg?
I've looked online, but I thought it was green, and Kai's
He's
like,
done his research.
Yeah,
It's like green black.
yeah, it's like a. I thought it was like more purple, was it
So,
not?
no, so the yolk itself is going to be green.
Yeah, and the outside's brown.
the outside is going to be like
a dark
translucent brown. Like you're going to be able to see through it. So yeah,
I'm gonna lie,
Fucking rank.
the worst thing I've ever done anyway in my life was do you know those little kid drinks you get where you rip it off and it's like a yogurt drink? I had drank when I was like 2 weeks at a date with mould in it, so I've done probably worse surely than a century egg. Like,
Mate,
We had the whipped cream here.
Oh, did you hear about that?
no, what happened?
Oh, mate. We had whipped cream here. That was from the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
And
From the 24-hour stream.
we
How
had
long
used
ago was
it.
that now?
It was the
Months.
one where in Glenn's video we put her on his head and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I
The day before we'd noticed anything.
Yeah, it was the day before. wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what? Last week? No, it was like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks
Something
ago.
like that.
2 weeks ago.
We were all in the office, and I went over to there. We were looking for something, and we had whipped cream in there. I was like, "Oh, boys, got whipped cream." Lifted the top off and looked at the lid, and went, "Oh," because the mold has grown all over it.
Oh.
It was all green. It's not the bad bit. The bad bit is the day before.
Yeah.
Daz was streaming and I wasn't, and I wanted to put him off. So I grabbed the whipped cream, pulled the top off, and didn't look at it, and looked her in the eyes and squared her all into my mouth and ate it.
Yeah.
So day after, mold all over it.
He'd
fuzzy.
just been like gobbing all of that.
it was
like,
fuzzy like mould. It wasn't like
it was living.
It was disgusting. And there's me. I'm looking at it like. Dale's like, "Oh, that's gross." I was like, and I'm like, "Oh no."
Sounds mind like a revelation. I ate.
I was
this
like,
yesterday.
"I've eaten from there."
we've all done it. We've all done it with bread, though, innit? Like we've eaten bread and
What
you're
were
like
you,
halfway through it, like you're like,
I didn't know, right? If there's a little bit of mold on the bread, it means
It's
the
all ruined.
it means the
Yeah,
entire
the
bread
Whole
is
thing's
ruined.
gone. So my
You
Still
just can't
picking
see
it
it.
Yeah.
my nan used to just like
My man.
want to scrape mold off things.
That's what I always did. I always picked the mold off the bread. I was like,
Yeah.
still good, baby.
but
The only thing you can do that with cheese on it. The only thing I've known
you can, but there's still a taste to it that isn't as it should be.
Isn't that what people do though? with
Yeah,
they
that's
like
why
stinky,
cheese-
like
Yeah,
moldy
yeah.
cheese.
I mean,
don't
like,
they?
but like when you have like cheddar, so she used to make like
Oh, yeah.
I used to have cheese toasties when I was younger all the time with my nan's, and you know when there's been mold on the cheese. Because you'd bite into it and you'd be like, okay, it's been moldy. And then on the counter, like, you know, where she'd like prepared, you can see she's just like scraped the mold off. And you're like,
Oh,
for fuck's
man.
sake, like,
different generation like
yeah.
on it. Like
she just didn't give a fuck. Like, and, you know, wherever, like, they were quite frugal. But, yeah, it wasn't something I enjoyed.
One of the worst things I did is sometimes I forget about coffee on my desk. So it'd be like a half full like Starbucks cup, and I don't know what game I was playing, but I was, you know, drinking it, and then one time instead I used my left hand and grabbed the other one, took a big old swig, right, and it was like coffee with chunks in it, and it was ice cold, and I just had to like hold it in my mouth and run to the bathroom, but like thoroughly brushed the fuck out of my teeth and my
that's
tongue. It was, and the taste was like,
I can tell you a worse one when I was a kid though, right?
Yeah.
Was Dale might have done this because he smokes, right? My mum used to get like the cheap sodas for us because she couldn't afford anything. She used to buy us like a proper can of Coke, right? So me and my brother used to swig it, right? And the issue was one day she was putting her fag ash into the can. Swug it, and I've never spat something out as fast as like ash and Coke mixed together. Like it was fucking rancid.
Quite often at like, you know, a house party or like you know, at someone's house when you're smoking out the back and they've got like a can out there, you have like, you know, lager or something that people would use for, you know, an ashtray essentially. Like I've seen people pick it up accidentally and drink it. Like,
Oh, it's
and
disgusting.
I've never done it myself, but I can only imagine how fucking vile that is.
It was disgusting.
People use it as an ashtray, but after they're done, they also put the
Yeah, you put the
cigarettes
butt in there as well.
Yeah,
So like,
Yeah.
you put it in, so it's like inside there. It's all collected together with a bunch of different ones with leftover beer.
and like it's been pursed against multiple people's lips as well. Like,
it's basically a podcast of how much we can make people cringe.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
we're
it's
we're
disgusting.
fucking
So
10 minutes in, I'm already feeling
I've
sick.
had
And that's not even. We haven't.
We haven't had the egg yet.
I've had an issue where like I've had a can before. I can't remember what drink it was, but it must not have been sealed properly, or there was like a hole somewhere in it,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
and it had gone like manky on the inside, like moldy on the inside, and I'd cracked it, drunk from it, and it tasted fucking awful, and you could see like there was
I can't feel myself gagging a little bit. That's by the way. Like I can't.
Why did we start with? What the fuck? This is gross.
It's the theme. Have you eaten anything gone off like that? By what you said, told us the
Of course I
cream,
have.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, if something is like a couple of days old, I'm just kind of like,
The one thing I never risk is chicken though.
Oh.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
The one,
for
yeah,
no
don't-
fucking
like,
reason.
fuck
I
with
am
chicken,
one of
innit?
these- I seen a TikTok and I'm one of these people like if it's even 2 days left to go on it, and even if it just is any type of slight odor, it might be alright. If you know what I mean, I'm like, nah, fuck that. In the
I think
bin, like,
if you're gonna do that, just fucking rinse it properly under the sink. And then go
I've
for
had
it, but
chicken
you're
that
not
has, like,
you're not
making
meant to-
yourself sick.
I've had a chicken
Rinse
that's had
your
like a
chicken,
slight
like-
odor to it. Like
it's the packaging.
you kind of
sometimes,
know
and-
when chicken's gone on because it
It-
smells like
it'll be-
farts.
It'll be an obvious odor to
But there's
it.
some things when the
It's usually
factory
really
seal it,
slimy as well.
when the factory seal like vacuum sealed ones, they can have that odor to it, but it still puts me off. Like even if it's like 3 or 4 days, I'm like slinging it like bang.
So you just said like rinse your chicken. Do you wash your chicken before cooking it? Like, do you rinse chicken before
I
cooking
don't know,
it?
Sam. Like,
No, I like
rinses
my chicken
like,
dirty.
Because some people,
It's just looking right at Sam when he's saying that.
because he just said like just rinse it in the water, but like you're not meant to rinse
No,
it. But
it's
some
bad.
That's why I
people-
rinse my chicken before I eat it.
when you used to eat it, obviously, like you don't eat it now.
That's why I looked at you earlier. I was like, it's been a good 4+ years.
Well, I mean,
since
do you
when
rinse
you
your
used
chicken
to-
before you
I-
feed someone chicken?
I have actually not fed somebody chicken while we're vegetarian.
I don't know.
Hmm?
God damn.
I'm just like, fucking eat yourself. Like,
Sam
like
cooked
here you
for,
go.
like?
True.
You can cook it yourself.
I've cooked for
Do
you
you do?
guys.
Do you do these things right where you tell people like, subscribe, and stuff? Right? Would you do a target to eat a chicken out of a can with all that fucking jelly. Have you seen the American ones?
Oh,
They got-
mate, they look
mate,
rough as
Wait,
well.
what?
But I'd love to try one.
seen
Have
it?
you seen
It's like
chicken in a
roast
can?
It's a
chicken in
whole
a
can of
Oh,
roast
mate,
chicken
look.
you pull out. It's got jelly.
Yeah,
mate.
you literally, they uncork the can and pop her out like a fucking slimy chicken pops out. Oh.
Like that's when you
disgusting.
talk about targets. There you go. Set a target for that
Yeah, if
one.
you set a
like-
target, I'll happily watch you eat it.
Oh, that's minging.
It's
talking about these
actually,
things, like-
that looks like baby. It's like women giving birth to a baby. Like, is that?
So is that the next thing we're doing?
Yeah, I suppose we can eat a canned chicken.
So we're
It's
going
like
to eat a cutting
hamburgers in a
What's
can.
the- what's the-
whatever.
Well, what's the goal we're going to hit? So
Wait,
what's,
well,
what's
let me
the
check
average
the
like?
average. Let me check the sort of likes we get on our videos.
And we go,
Why did I do
That's-
this to myself, baby? Why am I the
Yeah,
one?
you're the one of the people that's most scared about eating this egg.
every
And you're
time we get
"Hey,
Rob
let's
back
fucking
on."
do it.
For Salt Raiders, bitch.
Every single time we get Rob back on, he's going to have to eat something new. Like, that's what this is going to become.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
We'll run out of stuff and we'll just be like, here's a worm.
Mate, we have to start. we have to start a food channel at some point. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Salt Raiders go cooking.
Rob, close your eyes and open your mouth. What's this?
Mate, I dream is the MasterChef stuff. Like we all have a cook-off. Like,
What
you
we're looking
know.
at.
I was talking about it yesterday and I was like, we should
What were the
definitely
likes
do
we
an Hell's
needed?
Kitchen.
On
So we
that.
have,
It was only
two
like
teams
2,000
cooking.
or something.
We
I
could.
think.
was
Do you know
like,
the thing is, you could put feelers out to get like a big content creator come down and judge it. That'd be funny. Like, do you know, just somebody outside go like,
I
nah,
think we
shit.
were talking about it
We
and we
said
were like,
2,000 likes, yeah?
Yeah, we'll do
The-
2,000 likes again. 2,000
Okay,
likes on this
if we-
podcast, and we'll eat chicken out of a can.
We'll have to
Chicken
cook it.
can.
Though, wouldn't? Is it cooked chicken? I can't.
I think you
I think
actually
it's-
need to cook that.
I think it's cooked.
Fuck off.
I'm sure I've seen someone eat this straight out of it.
Dale, you can fuck off, mate. I ain't eating it. Like, looks like a fucking baby's just give it like you've given birth.
It's cooked.
I'll
Pardon me.
watch though.
Yeah, obviously.
I'll sit
No, we
there
have to
and
find
watch the
something.
boys.
We have to find something for Sam. Like somebody's got to find a vegetarian option where it's just
we'll just bring Glenn
slime
into
just
it.
falls out.
I'd love to try.
Can vegetarian food kill you though?
I'd love to
I
try.
think so, yeah.
Can't beans if they're not cooked right? Like some form of beans are quite poisonous if you don't cook them right. Am I right in saying that? Like I don't know if kidney beans, if they're not like soaked and cooked right, can be quite dangerous.
I don't know,
Well, I have
usually-
diced with fire for a very long time then.
But I think when you
don't
buy
know.
them in a can,
I
I
was
think
going to
they're
say, with
pre-cooked.
kidney beans,
Okay.
I literally just open the top, go, way.
I think they're pre-cooked. You can get them.
Way.
You can get them unpre-cooked. I'm pretty sure. Like in
And the pre-cook.
yeah, I think the
Uncooked.
ones you get are cooked.
I think there's a word for that,
Not
isn't it? Isn't it
uncooked.
uncooked?
That's in Scotland. Welcome to Scotland, like you know. Do things differently, like you know.
Welcome to Scotland.
Welcome
Oh
to
my
Scotland.
Oh my
Oh, that's class. Unpre-cooked.
Unpre-cooked,
It's pretty
like.
fucking good. Like.
Man, it's all this fucking argument why you guys call it squash and I call it diluting juice because you dilute it, and it's the whole argument or what's an ice pole or fucking I don't know what the fuck you call
Tip
it.
top.
A tip top, which makes no sense to me. Like, but ice pole, it's an actual pole of ice, like
It makes-
snap in half.
It makes sense. Diluting juice
It does,
just
but
sounds ridiculous.
It's just this so you go and like. It's such like a long word to use for something that we just go squash now.
Yeah.
Squash, mate.
Oh, boys, do you want a drink? Yeah,
Like,
I'll have
you
a can.
shorten
I'll-
things to
I'll
make
have
life
a
easier, you know?
beer. Get me the diluting juice.
diluting juice, mate. Float over.
Diluting juice.
Get that Wayne some diluting juice, mate.
Diluting juice.
Fucking parts, like.
I'm surprised you just don't call it deuce.
Give me a deuce.
Every person I've ever met, right, when I get my can of juice, they always go, juice, juice. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're saying it like, juice, juice.
What's this?
It's a can of ginger.
What?
It's a can of ginger.
I
isn't
thought
it?
this was meant to be juice.
No, I say, they say just, but if you ask Gary, he call it a can of ginger.
Ginger.
Because it's fizzy and...
What isn't? It's not ginger.
I don't know, he's called a can of ginger, I don't know.
But isn't it like way
was a-
faster to say Coke?
I'm assuming the can of ginger comes from the Iron Brew. I'm assuming that's
Yeah,
what
but
it
it's
comes
not
from.
Iron Brew, Rob.
But I know, but we just call everything a can of ginger.
Oh my lord, look.
Maybe we used to get loads. Did you ever do the glass bottle 20p returns? Like you used to go up to the van with like 20p glass bottles.
They used to do it with like milk bottles and stuff previously, like some kind of like return if they get the bottles back.
Are you phoning Gary? If he doesn't
him on
confirm this,
loudspeaker
he
for
ain't
us.
Scottish. Like
If he picks up, I will.
He calls
like-
it juice.
It's almost 10 p.m., so
It's a Saturday
he's
night.
having a wank, like
yeah, maybe.
He could be.
smashing those cheeks, like.
A villain, not a
He's
monster.
not picking up, right? I imagine
Type in a Google can of ginger.
I imagine he'll.
They'll come up with ginger beer.
phone back. Shoot,
No, I mean
shoot
I'm
soon.
fucking type in can of ginger.
I'll do it. You got Scottish phone. Put yours down.
I guarantee it's gonna be a can of ginger beer.
Can
Put
of ginger.
Scotland.
Oh, look, ginger beer.
Put a Scotland after it, like.
Oh, just no.
Yeah, keep changing the search results until it comes up with
find
what I
it.
want.
No, just can of ginger Scotland. I mean, if it doesn't come up, then I'll retreat.
You
Like,
came up with ginger beer again.
I mean, the fucking Google fucking sucks. So Scottish is.
It is. No, the second picture is iron brew, but
Yeah.
everything else is ginger beer. Look.
There must be a reason. I'd love to know the definition why it's called a can of ginger.
There's a. What's this from? Oh God,
'cause you
terrible news outlet. But piss off. Scottish people Scottish people argue over what to call fizzy drink after Daily Mash juice article sparks surprising debate.
Can of ginger.
Is it can of ginger? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Scots is called their juice.
The article states the Scottish people describe every fizzy drink as juice, despite no juice having taken place. Juicing, sorry.
This is written by un-Scottish people.
Because Gary calls it juice.
Yeah.
It must be a Glaswegian thing then. It's got to be Glaswegian because I've always got my can of ginger. Like,
I mean, it's really hard to score in these goalposts, isn't it?
I'm just trying to think.
Oh,
'Cause I'm
Wait. Let me read some of this. Firstly, some agreed that they do refer to fizzy drinks as juice. Gary would use to call it fizzy juice.
Yeah.
Or juice. So a couple of people agreeing that it's juice. Correct if you grew up in the East.
That's
There
where
you
the
go.
guy's from.
But some would definitely oppose the idea and even refer to it as. What did they refer to it as?
Can of ginger.
Wrong.
What?
No, I'm joking. Yeah, ginger.
You prick.
Not true. All juice is referred to as ginger.
Yeah, I ain't got. It's got to be Glaswegian.
Wait, so if I got you a bottle of squash, you'd refer to it as ginger?
No, because squash is Dilton juice, isn't it?
Ginger is.
Ginger's got to be fizzy. Like, I can't. It's got to be fizzy drink in it.
You guys are fucking
You
So-
idiots.
definitely call it that because
Just Scotland, right?
it would.
I'm
It's
brewing.
like because ginger is quite like I don't want to say spicy, but like when you eat ginger on its own,
I need to find
there's
out.
that like soury feeling in there.
You
And
guys
get a
make
similar
everything
thing in
difficult, though,
cans.
don't you? Like,
Yeah, it's like-
I say to you, "Oh, can you give me a Pepsi Max?" Rob's like, "Sorry." Dale's like, "Can you give me a Coke Zero?" You just be like, "Give me juice." Give
Which
me a
one,
can
like?
Of, give me a can of ginger.
But
Like,
the
What
problem
I
is when
don't
you
think-
say
Orange
which one do you
juice,
want?
What's the deal with the? What's the deal with some people calling them like full fat? Because it's not. Some people got to get a full fat Coke. I've heard down here before. Or,
yeah, I mean,
saw
that's
that
just
as
people
well.
being like, "Give me the one with all the sugar in it."
yeah, but that's like stupid. 'Cause
That is
not-
also equally dumb. Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people.
I've
Just
said-
full
I'm
fat.
saying I want to get full and fat.
Give me the art stopper. Like, give me
I'll
the
normally
fucking
be like full
can of
fat
sugar.
Coke Zero because there's
See,
Regular
if-
Coke often.
I
but,
really
like,
want. I really want.
regular,
I really want to bring in Scottish snacks for you to try, like because I'm gonna even bring you vegetarian haggis in if you wanted to try it. Like,
I've never tried
Once.
haggis, and I still would love to
How-
try
Haggis
haggis.
is good.
I
Actual-
missed you
Vegetarian
when you cooked
haggis?
they
it.
get
Yeah,
it
I don't
tastes
know
exactly the same, mate. I
What
don't know
is it
how
made
they
from?
do it. I don't know, mate, but it tastes exactly. Even the texture.
Like-
Can you get some for us?
I can get loads. I can get somebody send
Actual
down a
haggis
box.
is surprisingly really nice.
I think
I
I like
enjoyed
it.
it too.
Because when
Yeah.
we went,
But you guys, you cooked it for people before, didn't you? But I didn't.
I've done
away.
I've done a stream when I did Burns night, so it's like a Scottish poet Burns would celebrate it. So if I do it with like mashed potato, well, I'll call it haggis, neeps and tatties with turnip.
Yeah, that
but I use
sounds
sweet
lush.
down here 'cause it's hard to get turnip down here for some reason.
Is what?
it's,
Turnip.
it's weird because they just don't turn up.
Yeah, but the best thing to get good haggis, will get a whiskey cream sauce. So they put like a load of butter in it, load of cream, whiskey, and they just put it down with like, is it shallots? If you know what I mean.
Hold on.
So good.
Oh,
We got him.
I just use sweet
I was
to be
gonna
honest now. Like
apologise
it's,
for it.
Hi, mate. Sorry,
Hey,
Sam's phone's playing up.
Did he mean to phone?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
he did,
It's
right.
just his microphone's not working probably. You're on loudspeaker. You're on the Tavern.
What do you mean?
Welcome to the Tavern podcast.
we're not live,
like,
Gary.
yeah.
We're not live, mate.
We're live right now. What's your language?
Fucking hell.
Oh, it's the beat of the call.
That's something.
So, if you were to ask me for like a can of Coke, what would you say?
Have you got any fizzy juice?
Thank you.
Right, Gary. But have you ever heard somebody go get us a can of ginger?
Yeah, ginger, yeah.
But what you'd refer
It's-
to like Coke as ginger as well? Because he's telling us he's.
Yeah, so it's fizzy juice in a glass bottle is like a bottle of ginger.
Yeah, it's right. Gingy bottles as well. We call them. We go down the van with them.
Because it was like back when you were a kid, you got a gingy bottle and you could take it back to the shop and get like 25p off your next drink. because you were recycling the glass.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Used to go up to the van with like 10 bottles, got 2
Oh, that's
quid.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, we had like, I think the milk used to do like money
Well,
back.
if you put the glass
returned
back up for the
bottle.
milk,
I'm
you got money
surprised you
back.
recycled down there and you actually know what that is, to be
Gary,
Whoa, what are you on
Come
about?
on now, you're
what are you on
from
about? What are we?
Scotland.
We're not fucking England.
Gary, do you ever remember a drink called Cremola Foam?
fair. Say that again?
Cremola Foam.
Cremola foam.
It got
Cremola
banned.
foam?
It got banned when I was a kid because
Nah.
it made
Yeah,
people
but-
go loopy.
Mind drop, you were a kid, what, like 30 years before me or something?
I forgot, Gary. You never had puberty yet. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
It was like
I
back
do
on the
forget
telly
you're really
with black
fucking
and white
young,
and all
I
that
guess,
shit as
Like
well,
a year or two
innit?
younger than us.
I see if
Oh,
it was
my
like
lord.
22 or something like that.
Ah, Gary, you're like
22,
28,
you're 26, I was 27, and you?
Me, 28 next month.
Next month, 27.
All right, fuck.
Fuck you.
27 now.
Yeah.
I got closer.
I know my boy's age.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Gary.
thanks for clarifying that, Gary.
That's alright, but we got all our stuff booked, so we should be down in Wales end of November, I think.
End of November, wicked. You're on the podcast that time as well, yeah?
End of the
That
member.
sounds good.
Sound. Looking forward to it, mate. Right, you have a good night, yeah?
Yeah, you too.
Catch you soon.
Love
See
you.
later.
If you type in
He lost
Narcos,
the recipe.
that people paid a lot of money to get. Somebody found an original tin of it, and I'm
It
sure
was
they paid.
originally owned by Roundtrees, staying in production in 1998. It's reported the recipe mysteriously disappeared when Nestle opted to pull the plug on the drink,
Because
rendering it impossible to copy.
honestly, because that stuff used to make there was so much sugar in it, it used to make kids go loopy. Like, you're talking about like 3 or 4 times the amount of what sugar was like in Coke.
Cremola folk.
But, mate, it was massively popular in Scotland.
Jimmy Savile, eh?
Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't be wrong if we looked and said kids talking about Arcos, how they used to go like hallucinate and stuff with it. It was that bad. Mum used to say my sister used to go fucking mental on it, like properly, like seeing a thing called fucking Diggity, a fucking caterpillar and stuff like that. Like,
What?
Mate, like, I don't talk to my sister, as many people know, right?
Yeah.
But my mum used to tell me when she used to go on sugar and cremola foam, she used to have this fucking imaginary friend turn up called Diggity, which was a fucking little worm
Sounds
that
like
used to,
drugs.
mate, it was. It wouldn't surprise me. Like,
Diggity the caterpillar.
Diggity
Fucking immense.
Can we
Like.
get some like horrific like fan art of Diggity the
He's got to
Caterpillar?
be proper fucking scary, like.
could draw a big ogre in the background representing my sister because she's a bitch.
Oh.
Aw.
But I want some like proper fucking LSD acid nightmare diggity caterpillar. Like.
I don't.
I do.
Have you seen
I wanna
those?
see it.
They were a thing a few years ago, like really popular, but the whole "I'm sorry, John" stuff
Yeah.
with Garfield.
Still Secret
Oh,
Santa.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Fucking horrendous. Always used to scare the shit out of me. It was awful. Like it was, and they started doing it with other media as well. So it wasn't just Garfield that was this monstrous deity. It was like fucking anything.
Didn't they?
Tom's Tank Engine, fucking everything. It
Didn't they
was
make an
horrible.
SCP out of Garfield though? Like a properly gruesome SCP.
Well, it's a similar sort of thing. I don't know about SCPs, but
I don't like SCPs that take like real life pop culture.
They did with Garfield, I'm pretty sure.
I
Like,
find it
this-
like really like low hanging fruit bullshit.
yeah, shouldn't they? Yeah, agreed.
Make something unique.
I don't like low hanging fruit. It reminds me of my testicles. What?
Can we get a live cameraman for the podcast?
That'd be
Somebody who
nice.
just sits with a camera on their shoulder. Just
We should.
Can we hire?
there's
Lars?
no good reason for it. I just
I
want-
always think like, do some podcasts have like the camera on the camera person? If you know what I mean, like they'll
Yeah,
sometimes refer back to them and go, like,
All
oh,
right, John.
yeah.
Is that lady in the cocoon, Ebs?
Yeah, should we jump over to another topic? Yeah,
Sure.
'Cause I think we've just gone a bit from
I'm hungry now.
I found the toothpaste. I can brush my teeth all by myself, alright? Do you want to see it, Rob?
What?
What is
What
it?
the fuck are you doing?
I showed Dale first.
Have you seen all that stuff?
No, I keep
The
showing me
Garfield
like.
stuff. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about.
I can brush my teeth all
Oh.
by myself, okay?
What the fuck? What is?
Uh-oh, you found the toothpaste? Let's get one thing clear. I can brush my teeth all by myself, okay?
That's horrific, like.
It's the first noise he makes. Sounds like, like gnomes. You be gnomes.
Do you look at videos like that, right? I remember a Scottish one that caused offence to people in the islands of Scotland, right? And it was a sketch called Chewing the Fat, right? And they put a sock and they were doing sock puppets. And they were just taking the piss out of Gaelic. They were like, and it was the worst thing ever, right? I look back at it and go like that. You could never get away with that now, right? But they were literally
it's okay, you're only offending 0.2% of the population of Scotland.
Shit, like, man, Gaelic is a shit language, like.
I love having that fact. Fire it off.
You could never do that.
Why would you never do it? Yeah.
Because they properly went and like they were just taking the piss out of our lifestyle. Or, like there was whole articles about
you
it.
just did it.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. Like I fucking hate chickers. Like, man, they're fucking.
I've been calling Gaelic garlic for about 7 years.
He's been calling it garlic.
Whenever we were talking to Gary and arguing with him, I was like joking about.
I remember
him
how much
and
it bothered
fucking garlic.
Gary that like he was like, oh, we like our language is better, and then I brought up the stats where it was like 19% of Wales speaks Welsh, 0.2% in Scotland speaks Gaelic.
Massive portion of it isn't there a whole town in Argentina that speaks Welsh as well?
Yeah,
there is a whole
Patagonia,
town,
right?
yeah, something like that because of when the Falklands and stuff like that. Like, they've got a
Where's
whole,
Patagonia and
I don't know. There's somewhere in it like where they've
Should
got.
we look it up?
I don't know
I know
what.
there's a thing in America where people, like there's a place in America where people speak Welsh.
There's a lot of
Wherever.
Irish in America, and I'm assuming that's from all the people who immigrated from Ireland a long time ago.
It is Patagonia.
Where is Patagonia?
Argentina or
Yeah, Argentina, yeah.
Oh wow, look at their
Patagonia,
flag and
Argentina.
everything. It's like
Yeah. It's
blue, white, and dragon like. I know dragon's not a colour, but like
little Argentina and Wales, like Argentinian.
Have you ever
Wales.
seen the
Blue eyes,
fucking-
white dragon.
the clip of fucking Meghan Markle on like what is the national anthem or not? Sorry, the national animal of Scotland. She's like, I don't know. And they're like, it's like a unicorn. She's like, no, it's not. And they have to give her the answer. It's like, what's it of Wales? She's like, I don't know. It's a dragon. She's like, why is that a fucking dragon? Like, she's got no fucking clue, and she's lived there, like, you know.
To be
Like,
fair,
if you didn't know much about it, you wouldn't know. Like,
in fairness though, there's a fucking dragon on our flag.
yeah, I mean, that's fine.
You have to really go out of your way to not see a
Scotland,
Welsh
a
flag.
fucking unicorn.
Ain't no
There's
fucking
no
unicorn on our
signs of
flag.
unicorns going
But
on.
do you know the thing I don't understand with dragons, right?
They're not real.
They're not real, yeah. They're not real.
Can't get my head
But
over
I
them.
want to know, right, where the inception of them came from at the time for it to get as popular as it did. Do you know what I mean? Because they must have based it on something.
I mean, look
Maybe
at
they
like
were real.
Komodo dragons and stuff. Have you seen, like, they're pretty big, but they look almost identical. They were probably, similar to like dodos and pigeons. It's probably a similar thing where they were larger.
Do you
don't
know,
think they had
kind
wings,
of
though.
like
Huh?
on
I don't think they had wings.
a roundabout way of getting to this, right? But like, you know how you're like, oh, how did people think they were dragons? I was watching a thing on rabies recently, and people were saying like people might have thought vampires existed back then because the symptoms of rabies were so similar to vampires. You're aquaphobic, so if they're chucking holy water on them, then they're misattributing holy water to just aquaphobia. They bite people. They,
I love this shit.
they
like
can't.
that.
I think if you have rabies, like you are also extremely sensitive to the sun.
Maybe.
Possibly. Have you seen people
I just thought that's like really interesting.
who have
It's
like
cool.
severe cases of rabies where they like the hydrophobia is there? It's horrendous.
And do
They're
you know
like
what they
trying
did?
to drink and it's awful because their entire body's rejecting it.
Yeah, and the best part is that
fucking
back in the
horrible.
old days, what did they do when they saw someone with rabies?
Hung them up like.
They piked them with a stake in the heart. Fucking vampire!
Do you know?
Mate, could you imagine that? Oh, that guy's got rabies.
That's how
Get
fucking-
a stick, boy.
That's how fucking cool that is,
Fucking
isn't it?
stab
Rather than
him.
trying to figure out what's wrong with him, it's like, that's a fucking vampire,
But
lads.
I love shit like that because have you ever seen the one
More
where
stabbing people.
they think how human evolution might have started was fucking like
Fucking, yeah.
no like yeah, fucking of course, right? But they think like a set like whatever like monkeys or whatever you want, like apes or whatever started eating magic mushrooms and it opened up their like minds to different things and all that.
They do say when you take... they do actually say that if once you take magic mushrooms, you are permanently altered.
There's a whole theory. I couldn't
It is
believe
funny.
mate.
It's a funny
Honestly,
theory, though.
Imagine
Honestly,
a chip
like-
walking up. Because
because you eat anything, wouldn't you? Like, I find it fucking mental, like, you know.
Magic mushrooms. You think the Earth's flat, lads?
It's like, oh, it's my car. I think it's so cool, man.
I want to see this again. If you think the earth is flat, there's something fucking wrong with you. Like, Do it yourself. Just send something up in the fucking stratosphere.
No, they
atmosphere.
got Rob. They got answers for everything.
Oh mate, like,
Right, you know when you go up in a plane and stuff, and you go, right, explain how the Earth is curved, and you're in a plane, and they go, the windows are curved, and that's the genuine answer.
fucking idiot.
There's like giant mirrors or something. Yeah, they just cause
Mad
There's a dome in
blasters.
there. There's a big dome on top of it, so
Causing it to
that's
look
why
like,
it's it.
yeah.
Have you ever seen the ones where they disprove themselves and they try argue? Like they had
I
one
love
where
that. I love
they
that
had
so
one
much.
where like miles away with like a little slit, and they're like, "Oh, it's curving down."
The
It's
best,
like-
the best is the lead up to it is like, right, if the Earth is round, we should be able to see this light going on the round Earth theory, and they see the light, and he goes, "Huh? Could you move the light down a little?" No, it's like they can't see it first. Can you move the light down? And they see it, and he's like, "Ah." Interesting.
I remember that. It's like they say beforehand, they're like, oh, what should happen is if it's rounded, if they lift it up like, I don't know, 15 centimeters or something, it should shine through. And they try it with the flat, it just doesn't work. And he's like, can you lift it up 15 centimeters? And the light just fucking beams through, and they go, oh,
Interesting.
right.
Oh, mate, you've seen the
So
one that's
dumb.
making the rounds that and the fucking there's an ice wall round us now. If you go outside the ice fucking wall,
That's because, well, the thing where people are saying like, oh, okay, so if you go to the edge of the world, you fall off. Is it?
I
And
know
they're
the
like-
ice wall is that there's other continents outside the ice wall. I'm like, come
And
on.
they're like, oh yeah, no,
Get the fuck-
no,
mate,
guess, mate, you
honestly-
can't. It's ice.
Night's Watch.
I
and
don't
then
see how
when
we
we
could hide
watch-
that. I don't
Somebody
see how we
watched
could
too
hide
much
that.
fucking Game of Thrones, like.
I don't see how we could hide that. I could entertain the possibility where in life, like, and talk to extraterrestrials, they don't release it in case it caused panic, right? But I can't understand, right, fucking walls, like, you know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
do
Mate, if
Especially
we-
being like, oh, there's an ice wall and like there's stuff beyond it that nobody knows about. It's such
That's
a
okay.
stupid.
Global warming, I guess. To be honest.
It's just such a stupid concept. Like, if it was there, it would have been explored, and like people would have gone over it and all
Some
that
mad
stupid shit.
bastard
Like,
magic mushrooms would have fucking rode there at some point.
some
Mate, I'm
evolved
telling you, do
monkey
that.
on magic
Have you ever seen the one where a guy's got like a little he's got like a little tray with ice cubes and water in it, and he's melting ice cubes? Like, global warming doesn't exist because the water doesn't change with ice cubes melt. I think there's a lot more fucking factors in the fact that water level doesn't go up. He's like, oh, ice is like pushing it down, the water goes up, so the water just becomes water.
Dude, that reminded me of like this thing where someone was saying like Starbucks is scamming people. They put in more ice, so you get less
Oh,
liquid,
yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's frozen, you fucking plonker.
It's the same with alcohol units in bars where they're like, you know, they like make it all and they put loads of ice in a cup and they're like, no, I don't want the ice because I'll get more alcohol. It's like, no, you pay for the units. That's like how much alcohol you get no matter what.
All they have to do is watch the
All it
person
means
behind the bar,
is you'll have
right?
that much
Take the
instead of whole.
glass, push it up against the shot
Yep.
thing, and it's like you get the same alcohol, you just might have more ice.
They're fucking dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
Twats.
Sorry, Dale.
We're going back to conspiracy theories.
Mate, I
Mate,
love
I love
conspiracy
them,
theories.
If they
I
were,
love it.
if aliens existed, right? Oh, okay,
Right.
They do somewhere, right? But if they ever made it to Earth, we're dead.
Yeah, because why wouldn't they kill
Yeah.
us? That's what I don't get.
If they
either.
can space travel to us, they can completely fuck us.
They just
And the
cannibalize
thing
everything
is,
on our planet.
if we're the first people to space travel, we'll fuck whatever we find too.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's just
Probably,
how it's going to
literally.
be. 'Cause
So what we got to do is
Like,
that we
it'll
both
be
got to get
full-
space travel and meet halfway.
It'll be like
If we
all
both-
Mass Effect up in that where people will be fucking everything they see. They're like, oh, it's an alien.
Dude, can you imagine how
I
wild
think you
it'd
may
be,
kill
right?
it, not
if we-
actually fuck it.
What was it with Mass Effect? What was the requirement for them to join? It was like they had to gain intergalactic travel or something like that, right?
I think it was something because they had in Mass Effect they had the Mass Effect fields where it was like these big, huge, you know, the giant structures that allowed space travel. And
Yeah.
I think it was like you had to learn how to like you had to basically get to a point where you could traverse those yourselves to be allowed in. You had to pass that threshold.
Yeah, they
to
had
being
to
We'd
be
able
never
like-
get there
understand
because
and do it.
humanity would find it and go, let's rip that apart and sell it.
That's right. But yeah, you had to be like smart enough to do
Yeah,
it.
basically.
Yeah.
You had to be. Wasn't it related to like their aggression and stuff as well? Like they had to be like peaceful in a way.
Oh wait, how the fuck did Mass Effect come about then? Humans are the most aggressive people ever.
Oh, with peace, love.
Because people in fiction like to believe in the best of humanity, but unfortunately, it fucking
It's
ain't
like
that.
Star Trek. You can't believe a single thing that happens in Star Trek.
Well, that's the whole thing with Star Trek is they specifically made it as like we're gonna set it. I forgot how far in advance it was, like year wise, but they were like we want it to be the Federation to be a full utopia of like everybody gets along, everybody's great, like everybody's friends, because that's what we want in the future. And then they're like, let's go fight aliens.
But that's what's good about the newer
Oh,
Star
get
Trek
along.
stuff, to be honest with you, like,
oh,
innit? Because it
God.
shows the nitty gritty now, doesn't it? Like, it's not all, there's fucking like stripper bars in space and all this, like, there's like smuggling and all this.
I
Like,
think because I watched or tried to force myself to watch through the original series, the one from like the 60s.
Oh.
And it was interesting. It was way too long. Oh my God, each episode's like an hour and they do fucking nothing.
wasn't there like a lot of racist shit in it as well? Back in then, like, they had like African tribes and all that, like,
Man, it was
being backwards and
a
stuff. It
bunch
was
of
so
stupid shit
bad,
in
like, man.
Yeah.
some of the fucking like fights in there from like
Oh,
the original
horrendous.
shit. Oh my lord, dude.
But the
like,
one thing that I think would be funnier, you ever seen a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
yeah.
And there's a bit where it's like, oh, this whole fleet went to try conquer the Earth, and they didn't realise the scale of them was like this size or something, so a dog ate the whole fleet. Just like,
Hitchhikers, right?
Can you imagine that's what's actually happening? Dogs are eating fleets of fucking shit.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is actually fucking amazing. Like, it
So
is
good.
so fucking funny. It doesn't take itself seriously in any way whatsoever. Like, it is like one of the best.
I love the
comedies.
premise for the film when it's like, oh yeah, we're destroying the Earth to make way for a superhighway.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Have
Well,
you seen- have
we
you
gave
seen
you
the
the
original?
codes many eons ago.
Have you ever seen like the original one?
Nah.
The original one's even funnier. Like it's like over like 8 or 9 episodes, and
Yeah.
it's so fucking good. Like, you
You'll have to
know,
watch it at some point. But like,
Marvin the depressed robot, and he's like, I don't know why I have to do these tests. Sounds like Stan or something like that. I think at this point, Stan
they
is
both-
Marvin. Like, yeah.
Share one trait. Yes.
oh my god.
Sorry, boy.
I just be like sat like woke up like half 12.
I thought you were going
And I
to say
just
sat
been
and
like
woke up
sat
just now.
down all day, just kind of like hunched on the PC.
It's like a little gremlin.
Yeah, basically. Right, so yeah, let's jump onto something else here.
I'm not sure if this is my best episode or it went flat. You want to try?
Did you try to take it from there?
Yeah.
That was there
that
from
was-
last night, I'm sure.
I think that's yours. Tom. That might be yours.
There's one there. There's one there. Like,
We were just talking about that, taking old drinks. And you're there like, oh, old drink.
That's
Do
the
you-
point.
what? Do you
For
guys-
one, it's not warm.
Do you genuinely like really dislike flat drinks?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not bothered. I come in, if it's flat, I'm like, oh, bam. I walked into my room and there was a can in there from yesterday, as flat as ever.
I'm always
like,
afraid of
cool,
like
boom.
flies and spiders being in it.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. Like, if
The
I
amount
have
of,
to
like-
take open,
The amount of fucking bugs that have suicided in my drinks is unreal.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
fucking love it. Spiders is always my thought. Like in the house, like I'm like, what if a spider's crawled in my drink?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had that fear,
We
and now
crawling
I
in your
kind of
mouth?
do.
I probably.
It's not like you can
wouldn't
see in the
know-
can, right?
I probably wouldn't
He's
know
there
that
like,
I've just
Sam,
drunk
please,
him.
Sam.
You'd probably feel something as you drink it,
Although,
but like you wouldn't
because
know
it's
what
cold.
it is.
Yeah.
It would dissolve before it gets in my mouth
True.
anyway, because it'll
That's-
just
that's if it's
dissolve
full
in the
sugar,
actual
right?
Sugar. Yeah, anyway.
Do you drink Coke Zero or normal Coke?
Wherever's
Okay.
around. Normally zero. But
If it's
I
if it's
couldn't-
Coke Zero, he ain't dissolving in there.
I'm sure I'd
it's-
taste it.
It's the
I'd be
sugar.
like, "Ah, it tastes a
You'd
bit
probably
weird."
feel it. Oh yeah,
Vitamins.
vitamins.
That's the next big thing, boys.
I look in, see
Insect
the
protein
spider,
in it.
I'm
Like, that's what they're saying we're going to
I
be
wouldn't
eating,
care
like.
about insect
life is
protein if they
mine.
maybe mushed it up into little cubes for me.
That's what they're doing. Make
I
burgers
thought
of
the
them now.
camera wasn't on me then.
It was.
Fuck. Anyway,
That's okay. I think I got the audio right this time.
yesterday.
Yesterday, from day of recording yesterday, we celebrated Sam's birthday. He turned 30. Good job. Good job. You made it.
Happy day of birthday, you know.
You're with the rest of us now. And I just wanted to talk about like birthday traditions and anything like that. Like, obviously, we'll get into Rob. Is there anything particular that comes up as birthday traditions?
Fuck.
There, or whether just his birthday traditions within families that you used to do.
I'm trying to. No, I don't like birthday traditions.
Let's go holiday traditions then.
Well, you go Scotland. It's New Year, Hogmanay.
So explain Hogmanay to me.
I just can't explain it. It's basically everybody's getting pissed and going into it. So back in the day, I would say I don't think it happens as much now. Used to live on the street and everybody let you in their house. It's called first foot. And you'd take a can, you'd walk in, see everybody celebrate the New Year, have weird traditions like mum used to open the front door.
Well, you could walk in anyone's house.
Yeah, it used to just walk in as a street. I can't explain the sense of community back then.
Calling the local nonce,
But
like
what-
walking into houses.
You say you used to be able
Probably
to
would
walk
have, mate. There was like old people next to me and probably were nonsense for a laugh. I can know, but you'd walk in with your mum. Do you know what I mean? Take a can and go Happy New Year.
It's so weird
That's
how
so weird.
uncomfortable that would make me these days.
What if I
It
was
would
like,
make me uncomfortable these days. I wouldn't
If
do it.
anyone walked into my house, be like, "You get the fuck out."
I think with that, you'd know it was coming. You're like, oh, on Sunday at 2, we're going to be doing this in the whole street. Everybody's there. We
Oh,
all
yeah.
know everybody.
no
You said
wanking in the
about-
living room at Hogmanay? Like,
Even if I
somebody might
knew
walk in
about
and-
it though, I'd be like, oh god, I can't
You'd
wait for
probably
this
put a sign
fucking
up
day
and
to
be
be
like,
over.
look, I don't want to.
I'd lock my fucking door.
I would honestly say, right, in my opinion, right, maybe I might have a different one, that I think Hogmanay is bigger than Christmas in Scotland. There's a celebration.
I want to know from Scottish people in the chat, because I'm sure there's some there.
I mean, the name is bigger, more
Is-
letters.
Would you consider, like, how do you say hog?
Hogmanay.
Hogmanay.
Hug or hog?
Mate, he
I
says,
just say Hogmanay, like it's H-O-G, I think. Like, but-
Hogmanay.
you say Hogmanay, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He says hug my knee. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Hogmanay.
sat
Scottish,
there.
Sam.
Do you really think it's
Welcome,
bigger than
Scab.
Christmas?
Bigger than Christmas is
Like,
see, a big.
You know, when I go up
claim,
to
like.
Edinburgh, you literally have like what, the Fringe Festival there, and they're
Oh,
like
I'd
Fringe is
love
in
to go to
August.
the Fringe.
Huh?
Yeah, it's in
Fringe
August.
is in August.
August, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't we go in December?
No, yeah, but they had the Christmas market and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's not okay. It's literally just called the Christmas market.
The
then.
Fringe is like
Have
a
you ever,
comedy
seen, have
stuff.
you
big on
ever
it.
seen Edinburgh Capital at New Year? Have you just type in a video and look how ram-packed Edinburgh is on
Castle.
Mate, honestly, it's
It's not a
ram-packed.
castle, mate.
It's a little dinky thing.
Yeah, I
like.
don't like it.
Edinburgh House on the Hill.
I'll agree with this, right? That Edinburgh Castle is shit. It's been so renovated and so tourist attraction. Go with Stirling Castle. You want to see a castle like
I want to see Stirling Castle.
that's what they use in a lot of the movies. Is Stirling
Stabbed
Castle.
in Stirling, though.
I think anywhere in it. Well, let's see. Scotland clamped down on a lot of knife crime. They were actually we reduced our knife crime massively
Yeah.
compared to a lot because they did a whole crackdown on alcohol. You
That
can't buy
passes.
alcohol in Scotland after 10 o'clock in shops. They'll turn off all the aisles and stuff like that. Can't
Oh
buy
yeah, I
it.
remember that because we were there and we were like, "Oh, I want some fucking drinks," and they were all closed. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they also reduced the minimum price of alcohol in Scotland too. Can you still go out drinking after 10?
I'd
Yeah,
say
some
in
bars,
places.
some bars till it open to 12 to 1. But I think that's the same in Wales, isn't it? Bars are only open to a certain time.
Well,
I don't know, some places.
Oh, you can find some places up
Yeah,
to
you're going
like
for a
3 a.m.
you're going for a lockdown, but
lock-ins happen all
Yeah.
the time.
Nah, I don't know.
But even like
Pulse was always 6, 7 o'clock.
in
Yeah,
Swansea,
nightclubs are
Sin,
different,
Sin
though,
City stays
Oh,
open till like
I
3,
thought-
4 a.m.
I think maybe the city centres have different laws
Yeah.
but I think like pubs and that have like a specific time.
Yeah, they
you go.
lock you
Certain
into the
places
morning.
in Cardiff will be open.
But the
till 6
minimum
a.m.
unit, the minimum thing, I always have great stories about that because I remember it coming in. I was walking through Glasgow city centre, and this roaster comes up to me and he's like, "All right, boys,
You describe what a roaster is.
just like a junkie and alky,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
right." So he's like, you can just tell he's an alky, right? He's like, "All right, lads, I can't make up some bullshit like want fed, but it's like." Can I get a $5 so I can get some fucking white lightning? Because, you know, these minimum unit prices are killing me. Like, so we give the guy a $5, like, oh, cheers, guys. Like, and he goes in and just buys white lightning. So it was going to the point beggars couldn't say they were having the money for, like, food. They were just taking it for alcohol. Like,
At least he was honest.
yeah, that's why we gave him the money.
I don't know. Whenever it comes to like homeless people and like people who beg, I'd rather just go.
Feels-
I'll nip into a shop, buy you a sandwich, and come back.
Yeah, but are you going to nip in, buy him a white lightning, and come back? Because he
No,
didn't
I'll-
ask for food. He
No.
specifically asked
That's
for
why
white
I would
lightning.
say no. But like,
Yeah.
if I see somebody who's like begging, I'm normally like, I'm not going to give him money. I'm just going to go buy something. I'm normally like, oh, I'm going to go get a coffee. Do you want something? Like, buy you a sandwich, buy you this, buy you that instead.
I find begging hard because it's not that I don't want them, but there's a lot of
See that
scammers
every
now,
week,
isn't
though,
there?
isn't it?
There's a lot of scammers, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of scammers like going about and where they don't need the money. They literally
I
don't
find
need the
begging
money.
hard because I hate fucking strangers talking to me. So
The wildest one I saw was like when beggars were like, "Oh, can you give us money?" And I'm like, "I don't use cash anymore."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Card machine." And I was like, "You what?"
it happens.
The only
It's nuts.
legit one for me is Big Issue guys because they get given it, don't they? Like they
Yeah.
actually get given the machine to get the money, like, and they have to give it all back and sign it out or whatever. As far as I'm aware,
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
take everything from it. Obviously, they get like a wage from it essentially. But even then, it's not a living wage.
no,
I don't understand how things like that work. But
Mate, we're in
they
a position where a lot of people have to use fucking food banks
Mhm.
as a country. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I
and
know.
it's actually wild to me that we're actually in a position where we consider ourselves one of like a good country to live in, but a lot of the population use food banks. Like, there's no point. I don't want to go political or anything like that.
No,
we could,
but like,
but you know what I mean. I just think
it's
it's
something-
wild.
We know whose fault it is. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
but the fact that old people who've worked all their life, paid taxes, can't afford to put fucking heating on in winter. That's just fucking wild. Like,
Yeah, everyone is like planning what they're gonna do this winter as well.
Yeah.
Like, how are we gonna minimize our fucking use? Like, we've got to shut all the doors to one room and use the heat in that one room.
Wait, isn't there like a grassroots like strike happening in October?
they're
Like,
meant to be.
it's
Don't
like
pay your direct
don't
debit.
pay UK, right?
Yeah.
That's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do it though, because a lot of
Yeah,
people
people
are
will
afraid
do
it'll
it.
affect their credit
Yeah,
records.
that's it.
That's the thing. Like, it will.
I saw something going on TikTok. They're like, the best thing you can do is file complaints and keep escalating it. Like, don't accept resolutions, because once these companies get too many complaints, they get fined. That's what you want to hit them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hit them in the money without it affecting you.
Yeah, if they're going about the legal way of extorting you.
You can't be making 100% fucking profit and say we're in a fuel crisis.
Well,
It's like, make 10%, fine. Make 10%.
There
But
has
pay it
to
to your
be-
fucking workers, like, not fucking yourself, you
There
bastards.
has to be a point where the government can step in and be like, "This is fucked. Like, this is going to stop." But
Well, like, again, not going to go political, but
We've already heard what her position was. She's like, I'm not gonna put a windfall tax on their profits.
I mean, this is the bitch that said that should get rid of the royal family. Then has it got him fucking shake fucking King Charles his fucking hands as if swallow her pride in it. Like, she used to like campaign to get rid of the royal family. Like,
I didn't know that.
Wow, the worst person you know agrees with you on something. That happens once in a blue moon with Piers Morgan.
okay,
with Josh as well.
That's
Josh as well. Fuck me.
Yeah. What about any other like Scottish traditions, then, Rob? Holiday traditions? Do you have any?
Burns night is probably another big
Burns
one where
night.
we
So that's the haggis one you said about. Like,
cook like haggis, neeps tatties, and then have like a Scottish dessert like crannikin or something like that, and just
so
celebrate it
you
with
seem to be able to tell me everything you can eat on these nights, but why do they exist? What's Burns?
So
night
Burns
about?
night is a famous
That's why they want to
eat
eat.
and
They
drink.
make
Eat and
holidays
drink.
up for it.
I know it's the same. Like, I mean, most of our holidays are about, oh, we're gonna have this like fancy specific meal on this night.
He's
But,
just a
like-
famous Scottish poet. I'm sure Burns wrote like Old Lang Syne, the one you sing every new year around the world. He wrote that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he wrote that. The Scottish one's a bit different. Like, if you know what I
Just
mean.
a big Scottish figure that.
Yeah,
they
he's
celebrate.
massive. He's on banknotes and everything up in Scotland. He's like, you know, I mean, we used to get t-shirts. I'm trying to
I
think.
thought you were all like fish and shit.
Oh,
on
no,
your
mate.
Scottish
I was
notes,
going to
like-
say, having it on the banknote doesn't really mean much when Ebbs's country literally has fish on it. So,
I mean, Scotland got fish on their notes.
oh, they got some.
You got
dude
fish on
fucking
some of your
helmet
notes.
as
that
well.
guy in the helmet looks ridiculous on your notes.
I need to
I can't
see.
remember what the fuck
I'm
it is,
sure
like.
there's a Scottish note with a fish on it, like.
I've not seen
Oh,
the
there
Euro
is.
with Scottish notes, if you know what I mean. Like, that's the thing. Do you know the other thing that people don't get? We get pound notes, and a lot of people have never seen pound notes. Kate never seen a pound note in her life.
A pound note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
£1
what-
note.
I
didn't
think
know
I
that
think I'm
existed
old
either.
enough. I think we're all old enough to somewhat remember the introduction of the pound coin. Let me see if I can find it.
I don't remember it.
It's very old.
Remember the new pound coin? Remember the 50p's changing half the size as well?
They did go smaller. Maybe it's the otters I was thinking of. You got otters on one of them.
Might be
right?
otters on there for like, the National Trust or something like that.
Yeah, that might be it.
1983 was the introduction of the pound coin.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
So we're not
remember
that old.
Does Scotland still use pounds?
Wait, what did they use beforehand then? It was like shillings or some shit.
No, that changed, didn't it? It wasn't 1983 when that changed, was it?
To the pound coin.
No, I think shillings was ages before.
I mean, I watched a video on how people tried to explain how the old thing works, and I'm just looking at it going, it's fucking weird.
It was like, I don't know, like 3 shillings is a fucking halfpenny or
or a
something like
frupney or
that.
some piss like this, innit? You're like,
Yeah.
Threepence.
Oh yeah, threepence. That was it, wasn't it?
By 1918, it became apparent that with the general decline in purchasing power, the £1 unit of currency was more appropriate to a coin than a banknote. So when did the £1 banknote go up?
Was there a
I'm
£1
pretty
banknote?
sure they're still up in Scotland, mate.
Was there
they were
actually a
green.
£1 banknote? Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You learn something new.
Learning a history today.
And here's another thing: people in Scotland who always sit and say, "Oh, they can't
You thought,
decline, they can't decline our currency." If you know what I mean, when you come down because it's a Bank of Scotland note,
Yeah, why?
MD can decline any currency
So
they want.
wait. If somebody was to decline the currency, what would you do?
It's up to them, mate. I used to go, "Why you they're doing it because it's Scottish?" But any place can decline currency.
But why? Yeah, but
So Sam, the £1 note was stopped printing in 1984.
Why is Scotland still have fucking...
notes.
Yeah.
There was green in Scotland, like a little green pound note.
Yeah, no, like the picture I just saw. It was I had a picture of the Queen on it. It's green, £1.
Weird as
I would have
fuck.
preferred that. It'd be easier to keep track of. Whereas
I don't-
pounds, I lose them everywhere.
I'd say yes,
I don't really use.
but
I don't use cash anymore.
Yeah, same.
Like I use cash, but I try to stick to like notes. I hate carrying coins around with me. Like I just
lose
don't.
them all the time as well.
So like if I get like pound coins,
Do you reckon they
£2
might
coins, they all
reintroduce
go
the
in. Like,
£1 note? Because like if you
No.
if you look at my wallet, give me your bastard. I can only clip notes on the back of it.
Yeah.
So I've literally completely forgotten
I mean,
like
I don't.
pennies and
I
stuff.
can't put coins in here properly. Like
Yeah.
it's all notes. So that's why I would rather not carry coins around with me. 'cause it's
it's not
wouldn't
really a
like
big
to
deal because I
carry it.
much prefer digital currency now.
Because I would normally, if I have a note, I'm more responsible with it. Like, I always go, do I actually want to buy this? Because I don't want to break the note down into
Yeah.
coins. Whereas if I have coins, I'm like, fuck.
You want to get rid of them, that's the thing. You want to get rid of
Yeah.
coins, don't you? Because you got them, you're like, I want to
I
get rid
don't
of
want
them.
them anymore,
You know, you just want to get rid of them.
So when you
They
said
could
I
introduce a £5 coin, couldn't they?
There is a
Since,
£5
you know,
coin.
since the
There is a
currency ain't worth shit
£5 coin.
anymore.
did a £5 coin.
There is a £5 coin.
There is a
Yeah,
£5
yeah.
coin, mate, yeah.
Is it
What,
still
they
being
like
made?
this big?
It's quite a big, it is quite big, I'm pretty sure. But I think you have to go to the Royal Mint to get it up.
Yeah, it's not like in circulation, like kind of.
But you
thing,
can
yeah.
use them.
Is it more of a gimmick?
Yeah.
It was, I think it was to celebrate the platinum, was it not?
Well, £1
Yeah.
is that, £2 is like that, £5 would be for them this big. So
the
they're
massive
with
after
like
the
a
pegging,
biscuit,
yeah.
like, aye, boys.
What the
From
fuck?
yeah.
Let me just get a better image up for you.
Those look awful.
I know, I think they were.
I mean, they were just as a like celebration thing.
Ah, yes.
So you get
I
£100
want to go
note,
to.
like, yeah.
I
wanna
can't
go
wait
to
till we
the
get
Royal Mint.
monkeys on our currency.
Yeah,
It's
that'd
gonna be
nice.
great, innit?
That'd
It's
be
gonna be
great. What do you think of replacing the royal family with monkeys?
People kept asking me this, and I seen the best thing that day to me, right, about like
Yeah.
was the Queen died, was Ebbs is going, I'm playing a dead game like the Queen or something like that. Your title, and I was like, that is the best title I've seen. Like,
Jesus Christ, Ebbs.
but then the day, right? I said this in my stream, and I'll be completely honest about it, right? I couldn't give a shit because the Queen wouldn't have any issue with me dying. So why should I care if she's dead? I don't
Alright,
care about
okay.
the monarchy. Like, I don't care.
I think it's more a case of like, the Queen wouldn't know you died, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just knowing that someone's died to me is like, oh, that's kind of sad that somebody's passed away. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel sad.
Yeah.
But the whole thought of it is just kind of like,
Oh, yeah, 'cause you go
bit of
through it,
respect for
yeah.
this person. Like, clearly
I'd
there's
care if
family
he passed
suffering
away.
with it.
Cheers,
That'd
mate.
be really sad.
The only thing that I would say about the Queen, right, is that I think she put good shifts in the sense of like she did help out during wars and all that, if you know what I mean. Unlike other monarchies, you look at and you go, they're just look like they're self-entitled pricks compared to a lot of them. Like, I know you might not agree with that, but she did do a lot during like World War II. The Queen, like
Yeah,
she was
I
on.
remember with Normandy.
She did a
with the
great
Queen
job.
on the front line.
She did a great job.
Charging up.
I think
the
you know it's about time we got a monkey on there now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can't be honest with Charles. Like the guy's a fucking. The guy just doesn't look right. He just looks like. I mean, you seen the thing where he was on with the fucking ink, didn't you? If you know what I mean, where they brought a pen from his side. He's like, get away from me,
Yeah,
like that. He's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I seen that.
And
Like,
that
he walked over to the table and he's like looking at her all like,
well, the thing is, people like in the comment, he's just lost his mum. Yeah, I lost my mum, and I didn't go out. You fucking idiot, get away or into MD. I stayed calm, collected, and go. They don't. It's not their fucking problem. Like they're just doing a job. Like and you're just making them look like an ass.
He's grown up a spoiled brat.
yeah.
Like, he's still a spoiled brat. He's been waiting to get the throne from mummy for years, like, you know.
Mate, did you see the video of them when he came to Wales? And some guy in the crowd was going, hope you enjoy your parade. People can't turn the electricity on. We pay for all this shit. And there's like a video on the security guard in front. I was like, welcome to Wales.
Mate, they got booed
It's
to
so
fuck when they came to
fucking
Wales.
right.
Yeah, because they
It's
came on
so
the wrong
correct.
day. Didn't they come on a day of like Welsh independence or something?
Wait, did
I
they?
seen. So,
Oh my God.
The
Who's the-
English rock
who's
up
the-
on a day of Welsh independence.
There's a Welsh actor.
Fucking nothing new there, innit?
There's a Welsh actor and he put it on there. He's quite a big one. Is it Martin Sheen? Is
Michael
he?
Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Michael
is it?
Sheen is Michael Sheen.
Yeah,
I love him.
He put a video going, why did you come on this certain day, like the day of like Welsh liberation or something like that?
It's
And
right,
you come
though. It's
here
kinda like-
and come here and coronate or whatever fucking what you do to yourself, like on the one day you shouldn't have, like
Yeah.
you know, takes away from what.
It's a piss take, really, isn't it?
Can't be arsed with them,
It's
mate.
like a show of force, like what you want to and be independent. It's like my dick.
I mean, that's kind of like that is just classic England, isn't it? Oh, you're celebrating your independence.
I think if you ask,
Monarchy.
I think though, if you ask most England, I think you got from the Midlands upwards, they would more be part of the fucking England sometimes. To be honest with you, the whole part of northern England, and like I'd say to the point Midlands of England where Joe lives, if you know what I mean, like they genuinely don't like that kind of stuff either.
They hate the Southerners.
Yeah. I think most people hate like London type area and around there because they're just like different. They don't really know problems out with, do they? Really?
They kind
I suppose they get forgotten about, don't they? By the old politicians.
Well, they were all with
It's
the
London
mine
or bust,
strikes
isn't
and
it?
all the mines. Thatcher hit them, didn't they? Whereas the South England never got hit during that massive Tory period when they were doing cutbacks and all this. You know, they targeted the poorest areas, didn't they? And that's why they're hated. Like,
Yeah.
again,
So-
political
And they
opinions
still
is
win.
yeah.
Going on to Wales
shit.
now.
But
Oh, I just looked up the whole Michael Sheen stuff where he said it. I didn't know it was Owain Glyndŵr Day. I didn't know that was on the 16th.
didn't it?
Oh,
Same.
England.
What does that mean though? Like,
So he was the last, from what I've just looked at, he was the last prince that was specifically like elected from Wales.
okay.
Or I say elected, but you know what I mean.
And
And it was like rebellion and all that back then. It says
I'm assuming they
something.
murdered the
Marks.
rest of his line, did they?
September 16th, my birthday, marks Owain Glyndŵr Day. The same day in 1400 is when Glyndŵr began a 15-year uprising against the then King of England, Henry IV, after which his followers would proclaim him Prince of Wales.
Was
that
he the
was when-
last Prince of Wales?
Yeah, I think after that it was. It says he was the last one. Somewhere in this, I don't.
What they
know.
do? Snip his balls?
It says. Oh, it just says the other day is the proclamation date of the last rebel native prince. So probably others. but
so,
there's-
as well, Owain
there's one.
Glyndŵr apparently, reportedly, had used the Skirridin as like a rallying point
Really?
for his revolt against
Wow.
one of the Henrys.
Of Henry IV.
Was
Henry
there-
IV, that's
Is there
the one,
like a famous Welsh like woman warrior or something that's quite famous? Like it beat the arse off the English, or am I just tripping? I'm sure somebody told me this before.
I'm not sure.
Begins like a B or something, like Bonacida or something like her name was, and like she literally kicked English arse. I'm not.
Well, I don't know.
Don't know.
I could be wrong about that.
Oh no, Gwen Llan is the only woman of the medieval period who is known to have led a Welsh army into battle.
Yeah, seemingly she was pretty
Not
fucking.
Bonacida.
I don't know why I said. I don't know. There was something weird like that. I just know there was like she was really famous because she literally was pretty like great on the battlefield.
Llan Ferch Griffith, which is Merch is
Girl.
girl. Yeah, that's interesting.
I think I watched a thing
1100.
about like a war historian, right? And you know, always in films, like they run into battle, they all like run past the lines, and it's like massive skirmishing all on the field. And he was explaining like the first line of the armies would clash, and if they ever saw like one side was losing heavily, then they just retreated. And that was pretty much
It would make sense because why would you want to lose your entire
Yeah, it'd be bad.
army?
to
Like,
lose
because when you
everything.
watch Braveheart, they all collide, don't they?
Yeah.
And then they're mixing up inside where you're like, that would probably never happen.
it'd
like.
be too confusing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You just stab anyone you could see.
So, Simon Kife,
Yo,
Welsh holiday traditions.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading about this lady. My bad.
So, whether you've celebrated them or not, what would be your favourite one?
I like the
I don't have.
I like the
any.
idea of Mary Lloyd,
That's what I was hoping you'd bring up.
but
It's such
I also
a
wouldn't
weird
want
one.
to wear a horse's
No.
skull on my head.
I also wouldn't want a person in a horse's skull to turn up at my fucking house. Like,
Yeah,
They start singing, don't they?
you gotta like
Yes, you
fucking
rap
rap
battle
battle them.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
you actually
It's
do
so
that in
fucking
Assassin's
weird.
Creed Valhalla.
Do you?
Mm.
Oh, that's
There is a reference to Mary Lloyd in it.
you go.
actually,
to, you do
bring
go
that
to
up.
Wales.
you actually have to put on. Yeah, you. Well, I say you visit Wales, close, but you put on the outfit and everything, like the horse skull and cloak, and you go to people's houses and you rap battle them.
That's so weird, though.
And
it's
if
such
like
a weird
if you
tradition.
won, if the person playing Mary Lloyd won, you got to go into their cupboards and take whatever food you wanted.
What the fuck?
I mean,
What
it's
the
same-
fuck? You literally just said people walk into your house once a year and take
Not
one
with
of
a
the
horse
fucking
skull in
ones.
the fucking
I was
heap,
gonna
like-
say,
The
it's a
weird
similar
thing is the horse
tradition.
skull, but walking into your house and taking your
it's
shit
probably
is fine.
exactly the same thing where everybody's in on it, everybody finds it fun, and they're all like, oh,
At least
we're
there's a
prepared.
fucking chance that they might not take your
But
food
let's
with
calm
Mary
down,
Lou,
right?
like.
Let's calm down. I think if you ask the audience what they think would rather somebody just walk in the house or somebody walking in the house with like a fucking horse skeleton.
You get to rap battle them first.
And
Yeah,
rap
but-
battle.
Would you prefer someone to walk in your house and take what they want, or would you prefer someone to rap battle you for the chance to walk in your house?
and take what they want from
True.
each other.
This is true.
If you really didn't want them to take stuff, you could hide it under your bed. They wouldn't look there. They'd just go into
why I
the
keep the
cupboard and
cookies.
go, oh, look, there's some fucking, I don't know, bread.
Oh, it's got mold. I'll pick it off.
I love some. There's
I
some
wouldn't
Welsh
pick it up.
traditions that
Adds to the flavour.
have you like. There's two things that I think is great about Wales, and hopefully I don't get these wrong. Right, the first one was if you built a cottage in Wales or something like that. If you bought a bit of land, you could claim the land by you build your walls, and from each elevation you throw a stone. And wherever the stone landed, you could claim.
See, I've
that
heard
bit
of this,
land.
right?
No, but I think it is. I think it is true. Like I think that is how you used to determine your boundary. If you built a bit on a land that isn't occupied and you threw your stone, you could claim that bit of land.
Imagine there was some fucking inhuman man who was like
Way.
amazing at it. And they're like, oh, I claim Wales.
The second one that I remember reading, and I think it's Wales, right? And I know you're gonna laugh, right? You say I'm bullshitting, right? But that a Welsh
which
woman,
one.
a Welsh woman could divorce a man if his penis wasn't bigger than 3 inches
Wow.
or didn't satisfy her in bed. And I'm not even.
That's great. You
bullshitting.
can divorce for any reason now, anyway.
Yeah. But I think this was back in like the
As though she
17,
wasn't allowed to
1800s,
before,
like
like.
There's one, like, tradition,
Is
but
it?
like,
about the penis thing.
wow. There's one, like, law or
So
something like
brutal.
that. And it's like, I think it's in, like, Shrewsbury or something, where it's like, on a certain day, an Englishman can shoot a Welshman with a crossbow or some shit like that.
I've heard of this, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual, like, it's really weird. People kept bringing it up and being like, hey, I could kill you in Shrewsbury or something like that. I'm like, nice one, thanks. I must never want to go there. Like, what
I'm going to see if I can find some weird laws here now that we've
I'm
gone
going to
onto
look
the
up
topic,
that one in
right?
particular.
I can tell you facts about construction. That's the thing I can tell you about. They base a lot of things off like how fast people evacuate a building by playing God Save the Queen in a Scottish theatre,
Alright.
and see how fast they unoccupy the building. Like
I found it for you, Rob. I found it for you. Welshmen are prohibited from entering Chester before the sun rises and have to leave before the sun goes down. Because of this, in Chester, it is technically okay to shoot a Welshman after midnight on Sunday with a crossbow, as long as it's in the city walls.
nice. The English doing it right for once. I mean, what?
Wait, I was wrong. It's in Chester.
Yeah.
That's what you just said. That's
Oh,
what you
oh.
just
Read
Oh, sorry, my bad.
so in the zone there, he literally read the whole
Yeah,
thing out.
I was literally reading through this. Like, what
Here's
the
another
fuck?
one for you. Under the Salmon Act of 1986, it is illegal to handle salmon under suspicious circumstances, so you can't smuggle it in your coat pocket.
So you just walk around weirdly with salmon, like, fucking, like,
And that's genuinely. I think that's
I
genuine.
think that's about people fucking fish. Because that's the only unusual
It's just- it's
way.
No,
suspicious.
it was
like.
it's
Yeah,
to preserve the
suspicious.
salmon in it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people
yeah.
were overfishing it. I
They
think.
stick their dick
I got a lot of
Wait,
weird
just
laws.
in-
here.
Oh, I see.
It's illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament.
yeah, I read that
The
one.
building's considered a royal palace, which would mean the deceased would be entitled to a state funeral. So if you feel like you're dying, don't.
Now
the fuck
imagine if Guy Fawkes had fucking done what he was meant to do and blew them all up. Like, does that mean technically they all committed crime then because they're dead in fucking Parliament?
So they'd have to have a state funeral, you said.
For all those people.
For anyone who died in the House of
So
Parliament.
then Guy Fawkes would have to have a state funeral, technically. If he died there.
I guess, yeah.
Hey, that'd
It's
be,
weird that we celebrate the fact that Guy tried to blow up the house.
yeah. Fuck, we gotta give him a funeral now. Like.
That's really
yeah.
weird. Because I think people celebrate the fact he was stopped, whereas now everybody would, be sad that he didn't succeed.
It's illegal to enter the Houses of Parliament wearing a suit of armour.
What?
I mean, to be fair, if you wore a suit of armour anyway, you might get stopped
Probably
anyway.
Yeah, you
Ready
probably
for that,
would
like,
kiss them.
They would. You'd get shot immediately.
In the 17th century, Oliver Cromwell banned the eating of mince pies on Christmas Day. Technically, it's still a law.
Oliver fucking Cromwell can suck my dick.
Who here likes mince pies?
I love them. I
they're
fucking sit
okay.
there.
I'm
mate,
not
a
bothered,
good mince
like-
pie. I'll sit there and smash like fucking.
Okay,
tail
here's
of
a
it.
weird one for you. It's illegal to flag down a
it's
London
amazing.
taxi if you have the plague.
Does that count for COVID as well?
The London taxis, like, surely they didn't exist when the plague was.
No, they did. It was just
Horse and
man with
cart,
a little
like.
box, and you hopped in it, and then you ran. You ran.
Right. Let's go.
The one that I remember, right, I've just typed in like love spoons. The fact that we got like loads of love spoons when me and Kate got married, like, was a weird one.
Love
Love
spoons.
spoons.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a spoon with a heart on it.
Little
on top,
wooden
isn't it?
spoon
Yeah,
thing. Like.
tradition. You think we get married, give love spoons?
Stupid.
When you say tradition, is there a Welsh, Scottish?
Yeah, I just
like-
typed in 5 Welsh traditions. And
Yeah.
Well, I think you might know this one, right? But it's illegal to draw on a banknote or deface the Queen's face.
Yeah.
I think we all knew that.
We've all done that.
I've scraped coins. So
Yeah, to draw a dick on it.
I've
like,
seen
yeah.
loads of dicks like right next to the Queen's mouth. Like,
it's an act of
Sorry,
treason to
on
place a
banknotes,
postage
on,
stamp
yeah.
bearing the British monarch upside down.
what?
Fucking hell, like,
If you put a postage stamp upside down, it's an act of treason.
this country's
Yeah.
fucking bonkers. Like,
So
In fact,
I worked in a post office, and they
Okay, this
tell you
one's
that, yeah.
this one's obsolete now. But in the 19th century, women were not allowed to eat chocolate on public transport. I like it.
Next time Lawrence starts eating chocolate on the bus, I'm like, no.
You
That's me
can't.
slapping it out of her hand, by the way.
And then the last one, you can't carry a plank along the
Lovely.
pavement. If you're carrying shells from IKEA, you'll be arrested.
Don't carry
Weird.
shells.
this from a
Like,
society that
weird
used to
in
throw
the,
their piss and shit on the fucking streets. Like,
Gardily.
Recently, we talked about, burnout and that kind of thing on the podcast, and, how people feel like the negative effects of, content creation is something that you have to grind out. So I want to talk about some of like the positives here, and like what has being a content creator done for you, like outside of obviously you guys have a profession of it now, like a job from this kind of thing, but like personally, like do you feel like it's brought something to you? Like, do you want to go first, guys?
Sure. Stability, for
Yeah.
one. I don't know. I could just do stuff I'm passionate about, and
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy my job. I hated all my old jobs. I didn't mind them at first. I don't know. I just after a while, like the jobs are always like, oh, you gotta work hard. You gotta. There was like you have to put in this effort. You gotta go above and beyond. It's like, why do I have to do that for you? I don't care about you. I just want you to pay me.
Yeah, you want to put in. The
And they always
effort that's
expect more than the
necessary.
job description. So
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
there's that
far too
guy
well.
that's talking about you should never celebrate somebody that works more than 9 to 5. You should celebrate the person that comes in last and leaves first, because they know exactly what their worth is. Like,
exactly. And there was always like unwritten expectations on you when you're
Yeah.
working jobs.
Yeah.
and the politics, I think, in jobs where people did have their favourites.
Oh,
If you weren't a
100%.
manager's favourite, or you
Yeah.
had to basically suck a dick or something there, or whatever. Like, not literally. I'm just all about like you basically had to lick arse.
Wait,
Do you know what I
not
mean?
Literally.
Oh god. But yeah, I hated that about working. Like I still hate it sometimes about working. It's not too bad now because I'm probably in a more professional scene. But I've worked in like Asda and stuff like that. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, it's fucking awful. Like
Yeah. A manager in a bad mood can make everything just horrible about working there.
Hell. As do these nuts.
I wish,
That's
man.
these nuts. Yeah, like you were pretty convinced
That
you
won't
were
make
going to
any
work a
sense.
normal job, like, weren't you?
To me.
Oh yeah,
Like you were always trying
I couldn't hack it.
to,
I couldn't
do your
stick
own
down.
thing.
Literally couldn't stick down jobs. I couldn't do it.
But you clearly hated
Yeah.
the jobs you worked in, and like that, there was no surprise there that you were always going to go and do
Well,
something for yourself.
I was too laid back in uni. I fucked around too much. I drank too much, and I ate too much pizza. And then I came out, couldn't get the job I wanted. Surprise. And it just grinded on me. Went to uni for 3 years, and I was already sick of education. And like anytime I went to go for a music style job, studios or whatever, even as like trainee or even unpaid, they were like, we need experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what you're for. You're not paying me. I'm clearly there for the experience, aren't I? And they're like, nah, you need more than that. So
Yeah.
I think my brother did something similar to you.
Yeah.
Where the kind of stuff he went to uni did like audio and sound and everything, right? And he basically had to work for free. But the uni he went to was quite well like high up in Scotland, if you know what I mean. So they gave them contacts, but you have to work for fucking free doing that kind of shit, like rigging and all that. He had to start doing rigging, like putting up shit and all that and working like 14, 16 hours just to get not even minimum wage sometimes. Like
I did a lot of gigs for free. And then I remember I did like a thing with Yamaha. I did literally basically with they wanted like people to go around the UK and do advertising for like the loop pedals and their equipment and stuff, and like I worked my ass off in order to get that with them, and they're like, oh yeah, we're super interested in you, and never called me.
there ain't enough, like there's never enough in it. Like I just don't think there's enough. They expect too much of people that are trying to learn. That's the problem in it. They expect to have these perfect people that are coming out of uni, and they got to understand they're not going to have that.
It's one of those things with most jobs and stuff, because there's so many people that exist, they're allowed to be like that, because they can go, well, if you don't do it, somebody else in the world will. And it's just this, I think society's kind of built off this predatory notion that you have to put more in to get successful, when that's more often than not the case at all.
Well, one of the things that they
it?
coined, wasn't it? It was unskilled labor, and it's like it's not unskilled. I think most jobs that require you to do 9 to 5 are literally like fucking backbreakers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I found hard, right, coming out of uni with that? It's going to sound I don't mean this in the way it does. So women in construction is very, very hard at the moment. They're trying to obviously get as many women in construction, right? But what I found hard was when I came out of uni, every girl had a job, and they didn't, maybe for example, like pass great, or they didn't have any great experience, but they were always guaranteed that job. So when I came out in a recession, every girl 6 months before we came out, and there was about 7 or 8 had a job, if you know what I mean, and they were getting like 2 2s, 2 3s, like almost like fails, if you know what I mean. They were getting the jobs from it. Where I got a first class honour degree, and like, no, we don't want you, no matter what you did or what you did. And it was the most guttering thing. I don't mean that to sound away. I'm not against trying to be anti-feminist or anything like that, but I get when they push into everybody in to get the job and try to make it equal. But the truth is, like, that type of stuff, shouldn't you be taking the more skilled people? If you know what I mean?
That's the kind of thing with, in my opinion anyway, with sort of feminism and equality, is prioritizing one over the other is not necessarily equal. Like, you do obviously want to have the balance of the two sides to be equal, but like if you're passing over, first class honours for somebody who's not skilled just to meet a quota, it's quite, I don't know.
7 months before they were out of uni, when people were applying, they had jobs already.
The issue is that there's a lot of bias in jobs. Managers, when they were hiring, even if they didn't know what you look like if you had like English sounding names, you're more likely to get hired.
Yeah, I know, it's fucked in general. Like everybody,
that's what those things are sort of needed for.
It just needs to be equal for fucking everybody. Like just
People
everybody.
I'm all for
really
equal pay and everything, equal pay across the board. And I always support trying to get women into construction. Because like I said, it's dire. One of my friends works in it, and even now I can tell you the amount of men that stare at her when they go on site is ridiculous. I can understand why women don't want to go on it, but like you said, I think it should be down to what your skill is and not what gender you are, if you know what I mean. And I talk about, even if you're talking about the opposite way around, like I think a lot of proportion of nurses are female to male. It should never be that you're trying to get like somebody losing a nursing position to a male just to get more males in or whatever, It should always be who's the best person for the job. Like,
you'd think.
I don't know enough about it, mate.
Yeah, it's not
but you're right. I'm only going based on what my experience was. What I found hard,
makes sense. Yeah.
And like I said, I welcome any female who wants to go into construction, like to get them in, because actually our company, to be honest, I'm not going to say the name or whatever, get a lot of good female workers in, and they're all got a really kind of good mix of everybody in there, So I'll always encourage it. That was what I found hard. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in that. I came out during a recession. I came out in 2010, and it was
that's what was good about being a content creator.
Oh right, I'm gonna be honest. He sort of said that, and he was like, "Oh, sorry to jump in." I was like, I forgot what the question was.
So I will say, like, obviously, Sam touched on there where you were like, you work your ass off and you don't get anything out of it. Like,
It
I'm
isn't-
kind of like it
doesn't
differs
happen
on the
all the
workplace,
time.
obviously,
Yeah.
but like I think if you really do put the effort into your job, you will see, some kind of reward from it.
But do you get that with content creation?
I don't,
No.
well, I don't think if you put if you work your ass off in some jobs, I don't think you see
that's
any
right.
rewards.
I don't think
There's-
it's all jobs.
I
Yeah.
think,
But, like, there's a lot of jobs
though,
where if you put-
if you
if
you work like fuck and like really really put everything into it, there's still that bit of luck.
The
It's
problem
like that with everything.
the problem with it is like
It's not a guarantee everywhere.
not all jobs have progression.
And not all jobs pay you for the amount of work you're putting in.
No, absolutely not.
The worst thing you can do is go into a job, work your ass off, and they go, right, that's the standard.
but it's almost like
and that's it, innit?
I go into my work. I work my ass off. I earn a promotion. I then you get paid for that promotion, and even then you're still, because like the jobs are always like, you've got to work towards the next step now when progression is involved. Yeah, you get supervised on all that stuff. Like every couple of months or whatever, they'll like interview you in regards to like, okay, what are you working towards now? So there's always progression there that they want you to work towards. So like it's a weird one because obviously they want you to be able to do the next job available. And like you'll get paid for that, but then when you're doing that, you'll be expected to put in more work again to
Yeah,
work towards the next one.
But
So
then
like,
this is
We saw the opposite of that ourselves. When I worked in sales, telephone sales, that was the last one I did. They advertise the job as like internal progression. They're like, we will always
Yeah.
hire people who have worked on the phones and did all the hard work. And about like 6 months in, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna start hiring externally." And
I had the
all
same
of those
thing.
all those team leaders, all those manager positions came from outside the company.
Yeah.
So
I had
there was no progression
It
for
was
us.
the exact sort of thing with when I was in it. It was like, oh yeah, we have opportunities to progress. We have this, we have that, we have the other. And the last job I worked in is one that my mum still works in. And she's been there for 20, 30 years and hasn't been offered any form of progression, works her ass off all the time. And I think there's that, like there is definitely that form of luck with anything really, even with content creation, with us and streaming and stuff. Like you can put all the hard work you want in, but if you don't have that bit of luck to add on to it,
I think in
It-
content
it would
creation
be-
and
it's
certain
rough.
jobs maybe, but I think in like some companies it is literally just like the progression isn't there. Like they don't offer it to people.
Yeah, that was the last straw for me. That was. It was like I worked my ass off. I was like I had the highest sales in the office regularly, and all I got was a thank you and some chocolate.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, at least I can still get promoted. And they were like, we'll do it externally. And I was like, you know what? I think
What's the
I'll
point?
give YouTube a try.
There is a point where you've got to be like, well, what is the
Yeah.
point? Like, if you are not offering progression, like I can see the progression there. The only thing that bothers me is like when I hit that, like more is expected of me, the more I actually get paid for. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like I'm not knocking the company or anything. Like loads of companies do it. Yeah. And then I hit that point where they're like, okay, we can push you to go for the next step, and you get to that next step, and you get a pay rise and stuff, and then all of a sudden more is expected of you again because you're working towards that next step again. And like in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing this for me to like progress, but then what I'm doing is more work for the company for free.
Yeah.
but do you think everybody who's got the same position as you has the same opportunities as you?
If they've put in the same work, then if anyone can kind of achieve that, I guess.
I don't think it's completely fair, personally, but that obviously just comes from my personal experiences where it's not, where you see some people who don't put in nearly as much work as you, but still get rewarded because they're favourites.
A lot of jobs are
A lot of it can be,
Yeah,
a lot of it
have
can be
that.
down to like who you know and that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
Like,
and I think that's
I'm
something
not
else
going to
kind of
doubt
adds
that
into it.
whatsoever. I know that's the thing.
And
like.
it's, I don't know, I think it's just a shitty situation, really.
I like the anti-work movement. It's not like there's a misconception that the anti-work movement is not working.
I was going to
It's,
say, you said that, and I went,
It's
just unemployment.
knowing your worth and when companies are taking advantage of
yeah,
you.
that makes
And
sense.
currently, I'd say pretty much all companies are taking advantage of
But
you.
it's
aren't
so hard to like step back from it sometimes because
Yeah.
like I keep like coming to me, but people can be so like invested in like that thing at the time that they'll like work their asses off, and then when you're like, oh, I'm not getting paid for this time now, what am I doing? But then the mind goes back to, well, if I don't do it now, it's gonna fall back on me later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So then you feel like you have to work that like a little bit extra because there's just no stop to the work that comes in, like, you know.
I don't think that's okay though.
Yeah, I definitely.
No,
don't think
it's
that's okay.
not okay. But like it's just. It's
I watch
what comes with it.
people. I watch people in companies, right? I'll say mine, right, where the manager position probably get paid, I don't know, like 5-6 grand more, right? And I just look at the work they have to do, and I'm talking about go home, work till like 10 o'clock at night, get up at like get in at 7, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want that for my life. I just want to go in at 9, right? Finish at 5, and that's me. Turn my phone off. Nothing comes on me, and I've had that attitude since the pandemic.
You should have the right to do that, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
You should, but they don't. A lot. That company is not too bad for that.
Isn't there a law that like you cannot, your workplace can't call you outside your hours anymore?
They don't. But sometimes when you're working in like a private sector, your clients expect you to work it, and the clients pay your bills. Do you know what I mean? If your clients aren't happy, they'll just go, I'll go somewhere else, and
So-
they'll
Yeah.
give me that service. Do you know what I mean? So
I think that kind of falls back to what I said earlier, where it's unfortunately because there's so many people who are willing to do jobs because they need to, because there's not enough jobs and so on. Like
They
if
can
you
take
do,
the piss, can't they?
yeah, exactly. If you do just what's expected of you for the job and don't go above and beyond, then they're like, well, we can just fucking replace you with somebody else who will
There
do
is-
it.
do you know what destroyed the construction industry for this, right? Was you used to have these things called design team meetings you go to maybe once every 2 months, right? The pandemic fucked that because every app was developed, Teams, Zoom, everything you can think of, and now you're expected to do that meeting every 2 weeks. So they're demanding more. Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll just phone you. You can give me a Teams meeting for half an hour or 40 minutes or 50
I'm
minutes.
sick of hearing about Teams these days.
Yeah,
bro.
but we still
Through
do
the
it. But it's
pandemic,
now
it was like-
expected in our industry
Yeah.
that they can phone you at any time. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you should be
Yeah.
expected to just accept meetings because you don't have to travel to them or you don't have to do this to them, you know?
So like more recently, like when I did get a promotion, like within the last 2 weeks, I'm doing like a new role. But like the thing that's bothered me about this role, and I went in and I told the staff, like as it was, like I was going home and I was getting texts and whatnot, emails at like 10 o'clock at night, you know, on a Saturday, like, and I was just like, how do I shut off? Like, you know, how do I come home?
So I've turned your
And shut
phone
off.
off. That's the thing.
So
innit?
I just went in and went like, if you text me at these times, I'm just not going to answer you. Like, if I forget about it when I come back into work, that's not my fault. You need to tell me when I'm in work, when I'm on your time, what you want. But I'm not going to, because it's mentally draining. Like,
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say from all we're talking, you talk about the content creation part of it. It's a guaranteed wage on it. Like, that's the thing. There's content
yeah, but
creation.
that's why I could.
Yeah,
I would
that's-
struggle to move away from it, like, because
It's really
I'm scared
funny.
to move away from it.
I don't
Like,
mind with content creation. I would happily work 24/7, even if like the job security's not there, because I'm just passionate about it.
It's really funny how Dale was like, what are the really good things? We've done
yeah, I
nothing
know.
but
it's
complain.
like- yeah, but
that's
the thing is,
complaints about,
we've
like,
complained about like
companies.
Yeah.
companies, but like yeah, no, the
One
big
thing I've
scary thing
gained-
for
There's a waistline. It's fucking bigger now.
I'd be scared to take that leap. I would never of my own accord take that leap.
People ask me all the time, and I'm like, I can't. I physically can't with a mortgage and that. I physically can't guarantee what I'm getting my wage and my work to cover this.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you might get say 500, 600, 700 subs 1 month, but next month you make 200.
I mean, the problem is that you're in a high-paying job, and it's a big loss to lose that.
Yeah.
Where I was in a lower-paying job, who
Same.
I had no future with, and I was like, I can take this chance. I still lived with my mum at the time, so that
So
was
you've
like
got a fallback in case if you had to shit
Yeah.
the fan. Like,
I was like, I can take this chance, and my mum was like, "What the fuck is YouTube?"
the thing,
When I started it, I had like £3,000 or £4,000 to savings, and I was like, I couldn't afford to, you know, support myself for about 6 months with this. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do whatever I want. And then I fell into streaming and doing all of it, and it slowly just added a little bit to it. And I was like, oh, okay, you can do this for 7 months. And then it was like 8 months. And now 4 years later.
But it's a scary jump, regardless, isn't it? Like,
it's fucking terrifying.
You know, whether you were like...
One of the worst things about creating, though, is, for me anyway, is just the lack of a stable income every month. Because with other jobs, you could be like, I know I'll get, I don't know, $1,600 every month. That'll pay off all my bills. I know I've got this money to play around with because I'll get exactly the same amount next month, and I don't have to worry. Whereas with this, because everything's so up and down and all over the place, you never know. And because you can always work, it's always one of those things where anytime you're not working, you're wasting time when you could be earning. It's a bit of a negative.
The interesting thing for me, right, is that even with my Twitch streams, like the earnings are like fucking like a yo-yo. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Whereas with YouTube, it doesn't really change, like, ever.
It's just I think once you get to that point, you know what you're getting and it's stable through the day.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Is
YouTube achievable like that now? Like you have for anybody starting though, but you can, because obviously you're known as quite a variety content. I know you didn't start as variety, I know a lot, but I think you've got quite a good channel in the sense like you get a lot of good audience at return watching good, consistent like variety games. If you know what I mean.
I only really have like anecdotal evidence, but like. What for the views I had when I first started YouTube, the pay I got for them is like 20% of what the Salt Raider channel gets for the exact same views. Because I remember like I remember the exact amount of views and I remember the exact amount of money because it was literally the money I told my mum, this is how much I earned this month. And I think the SR channel hit that view number that I told my mum about, and the earnings was like quadruple it.
Bloody hell.
So, you know, I earned 4 times less when I started YouTube compared to the SR channel now. So I don't know if it's better. I don't know how easy it is to get into content creation. The only one thing I know about content creation is that it's literally like, it doesn't matter how good you are, how great your content is, it's just consistency.
Yeah.
It's like playing the lottery, innit? Just every time you upload a video, you have a chance of, you know, it taking off.
So it is kind of relying on that bit of luck of it.
A little bit of luck. But like with his luck, there's also consistency. Like you can consistently improve your luck by having something out there, constantly going out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's while it is luck, you know, yeah, it's like playing the lottery. Throw as much against the wall until something sticks to it.
You can keep buying tickets over and over again. Eventually, you might win.
Yeah,
let's not sell the lottery.
Except
You know,
the YouTube lottery's free. So
I genuinely think Mr. Beast is the best example of it. Like, because the amount of videos I don't think people realize you go back to watch his really old videos. How much videos he actually done with like Minecraft, how to plays, says like talks about PewDiePie and all this. Like,
it's the same with me, mate. I started in 2011, didn't I?
Is that what you fucking hell?
It took me 5 years to have anything happen.
Yeah, because he did it with Tom, didn't he? For ages.
We literally like for the first 3 years we got like I remember getting so excited I got 100 views, and I was like, oh, this Minecraft thing is like a big hit. I got 100 views on my Let's Build a House. We did like a MTV Cribs style showing off a house, which was shit. it was like a 4x4 square. I don't know how the fuck we even got views for that. And then we started getting like 1,000 views a video for doing Dota 2 for like 2 years. And then Josh bullied Tom away.
And then everything got better.
Jesus.
To be fair, I don't think it's not Tom's fault. It's just that I was like, Tom, we should do this. Like, I really want to do rating videos. Nobody does funny rating videos. He was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Nah. So when he left and I did it, it took off. So
it was lucky he left then.
He could have been involved. If you just said, yeah, let's do it, he could have been involved.
Tom, if you're ever hearing this, we miss you.
I do miss Tom. I would worry about the things he says.
baby, come back.
Can you come back and be slightly more?
He was Tom was not a PC person, was he?
No.
The problem is if Tom was around now, he'd be a liability.
Yeah.
And also he'd argue with everyone in this office.
Yeah.
Because, he'd argue with Sam in this office.
What about Josh? What about Josh?
I don't think so.
No,
I
but
think I'd mellow down.
no, he hates the whole like Tom always. I don't know if he still
Yeah, he
does
hated
because we don't
banter.
really see him. He hated like
He hated the concept of banter,
He hated
right?
anyone touching him. Sam likes to touch people.
To be fair,
He's spitting your drink out. I mean, like physically, like
to
put
be
a finger up your
fair,
ass.
It's the way you
I
just-
remember you hated it for ages.
Well,
Like because I've always been a touchy person, and I know it's a bit, it's weird, isn't it? And I'm like so against people and so kind of like hostile at times, but I'm like very like show my love physically, and I feel I think I remember you being like kind of weirded by it, and now we're at this point
I
where
don't
we
think I've ever been too bad.
kiss
Like
often.
Once
With
Sam
my
lays
other
you in the
friend-
walls, he's like the chihuahua on the leg.
with like my other friend group, like we were very
Give me some
similar.
of that.
But like I know Gary was like
Yeah,
always.
Gary's the
Gary's
same.
a prime
I'll
example.
always
hated
remember how Gary was adamant that you caused him to have to wear adult diapers because you fingered his ass.
Did you actually finger his? I just thought.
I say
He was wearing clothes, but apparently Sam poked his finger at his ass. So according to Gary, that gave him IBS.
So I remember exactly when it was. He was in my car. Hold on, Rob. He was in my car and he was in the passenger seat. And as he got out, I went, "Way," jokingly. And he says that I violently shoved my finger into his butt so hard it caused him to wear nappies.
What? So what he's
But-
trying to say is like the bar stool things where people fall through the bar stools. Is that what he's trying to say?
One genuinely, it was him getting up and me leaning over to the car going, "Hey," and
And I gave him IBS.
apparently it made him,
IBS.
it made him shit himself for weeks.
Oh my god!
And there was no issue straight afterwards. There was no issue for like a week or two afterwards or anything like that. It just happened later, and he's suddenly like, "Oh, it's from when Sam fingered me."
Why would
And I'm like,
fingering
"No,
cause that?
Do you think that was like a mental thing for Gary
100%.
though?
It was 100%.
Like-
He always worries, doesn't he? He's like always been an extremely anxious person. He
Can you
probably
imagine like
had
the
all
thoughts
that.
going on in his head going, "Oh, my stomach doesn't feel good. Oh, it was the finger going at my ass. My arsehole's too loose. There has to be it."
Well,
The problem is, if he thought that, he must have thought it's always going to be like this. Like Sam has ruined me
So,
for life.
the thing is, though, is I know for definite my finger didn't actually go in him.
Do you smell
Because-
it?
No, because I know I've put my finger in someone's ass. I know what that feels like. I've had my finger in people multiple times over the years, with partners and stuff in the past. So I know how that feels. And there is no way my finger's going through jeans and into the
Yeah,
sphincter
it ain't going through jeans.
unopposed without
I
him
mean-
violently screaming and me fucking like even in leggings, even in really thin stuff, you have to get some force to go into
my
it.
Lord,
And he was wearing jeans. And there's no way. And he will argue the toss with me, and he'll say, "Oh yeah, you did it." you
Mate,
did
I
it."
think any
But
medical
I know
profession would say.
if my finger had been in him, I would have gone, "Oh," and I probably would have smelled it. But I know it didn't, because I know what it feels like to have my finger in somebody, and I know for definite that didn't actually happen.
Do you think he'd still argue against that to
Oh,
this day?
100%.
though?
He's going to, because it's Gary. He will argue even if he's wrong, because he's done it like
Sounds like Josh like that.
he's exactly like Josh in that regard.
That's made me need a
we've
pee now.
we've had these discussions and arguments with Gary where you'll argue the toss with him for ages and you prove him wrong, and he's like, "No, I don't believe you. No, you're wrong." And you have evidence there. Gary, you know you fucking do this, you cunt.
Oh,
You know you do this.
I'd
We
just,
both
I'd
know
enjoy
you
the
do
time,
this.
like just enjoy the time.
We're
man.
both stubborn. We both do this. I know you will.
Would you enjoy it, Rob?
I mean, I love a finger up the ass, mate.
Right, bend over right now.
I'll bet no.
Mate, look, you could show me your butt, and even look, even with that,
can't get
there's no way you can get to a fucking.
This is such a good shot.
Without full force, you can't get in an asshole like that. And I just
That can't go on YouTube, surely.
I just touched butt cheeks on both sides of my finger. Didn't touch his bumhole.
I also.
And I gave her a fucking good.
Don't
fuck.
touch me
Can I-
with that.
can I-
Jesus Christ.
I gave her a good.
Get that
fuck as
fucking
well.
I
dirty
just wanna
little
confirm-
sausage off me.
I did this.
joke.
And he's not wearing jeans.
I look forward to me shitting myself next week.
Those are thinner, lighter stuff than jeans.
What if you've just got like a magic touch? What if he's actually like fucking shitting his
magic.
guts up?
If he
now over
shits
the
his
next couple
guts
of
out
weeks?
next week for 3 weeks and wears nappies,
I
then
tell you
I'll go,
what,
"Alright, I
if
did
that
it."
happens and if you have bowel problems, you can pay Sam 500 quid a go. He'll put a finger in your ass and you'll be shitting the Moon Rivers
Apparently. Apparently he will.
There's like a saying that if you can poke your finger against a wall, the atoms can move. Like it's a really like impossible chance that the atoms would move for your finger, but it could.
Yeah.
What if the atoms in Gary's pants just move for your finger?
The 1 in a billion chance Sam's moved the atoms of Gary's arsehole.
I didn't even. I touched Rob's butt cheeks and felt them. I did not touch Gary's. I
So-
didn't feel butt cheeks on my.
He's got no context to this.
I did not feel
Are
butt
you
cheeks
saying
on my.
like there's a 1 in quadrillion chance that your hand could pass through an object?
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a 1 in quadrillion chance of me spontaneously combusting and dying, but that's not going to happen.
What if Gary
hope.
was that 1 in quadrillion though? That would
Oh,
be his luck.
He is
Yeah,
a
but
one.
Sam would feel it. He went, oh, what the fuck?
You've just restructured the atoms.
He'd be like,
in Gary's
"Whoa, what the-"
arsehole, like.
Did you see him stick a finger up my ass?
No,
he
he
was
just
gone.
Oh, he was going
he's
for
just
it.
fingered
Gary, to
Rob.
me, you
Nice.
are a 1 in
Camera.
quadrillion.
I don't think it can go in. Like,
Oh yeah, a finger up the ass, like a great thumbnail, isn't it?
Mate, he bent
It'd be
over in
good.
front of me and I gave her a good push.
It'd be
I
good.
felt
Yeah.
bum cheeks.
but
Didn't
it
feel
can't
butthole.
happen. Like,
Didn't go deep. Did I get to your butthole?
The problem is, right,
Tickle.
if you push on jeans, then it's going to pull your arse cheeks together.
yeah.
He's wearing fucking slacks or something, and I couldn't get to his asshole with a good prod. Like, I gave it a good prod.
Rob's got a massive boil in Marsh right now as well.
Oh,
Oh,
Mate,
lovely.
I'm trying to sit
Boil
down
on your
properly.
ass.
Like,
Don't pull that on me.
a big, I can't.
like a spot.
Oh,
A
mate,
big
it's-
blister
do you wanna
type
see
thing.
my-
Like
do you
I
wanna see
know
my
blister
fucking
so much.
ass?
I
like,
do not.
Is it on your arsehole?
No, it's on my bum. Like, I'm
Let me
sorry.
see
Okay.
it.
I do
Show
not.
me.
want
Are you
to
sure it's
see
just
it.
not a big zit?
I will. I'm gonna look away. I will.
Is it not hemorrhoids?
No, it's there. Look.
Oh, fuck it.
Wait, I can't see
don't
I
it.
can't
it.
see.
It's there. Can you see it?
No.
Yeah, it's red.
Trying to sit
Oh
down
my
right now.
lord.
Is that what a boil is?
Yeah.
So it's like really, really deep under the
just like
skin,
a
is
lump.
it?
Yeah.
It's a spot
Okay.
that'll eventually come.
Gotta get your ass on. Do you want to
I was
see it?
like, you know, when you're in a haunted house and you're like,
I've seen Rob's penis. It doesn't matter
Do you
anymore.
know the worst
so.
thing is, right? Do you know the worst thing is, right?
so is Gooch. Yeah.
just make sure the boil is all
so
sorted
mad
before you
pussy.
stick your ass in my wall.
I will do.
He was
You
so
want your face on
offended. Wait, he was so offended when I was talking about it in Sam's chat. Because like
what?
Sam sent me the image of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it looks like a fat pussy.
It does. It looks like.
Rob was in the chat. I didn't know Rob was there. He was
Can
like,
we show it on YouTube?
No.
Because
Can we fuck?
no, it's a gooch. It's just a gooch.
What?
Rob had
I don't
his
give a
gooch
shit,
waxed,
like-
which is the bit between the
What if
balls
we
and the
link it
asshole,
to
and
the
it
gooch
looked like a
picture, like-
giant
I don't think we
pussy.
can.
It looked
I
like a
don't-
vagina.
I don't think I want to.
I don't. I'm pretty sure, like, anywhere between your arsehole and your dick is definitely not going
Oh,
on
it's
YouTube.
just a pussy, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's... I think I was in Sam's chat, and I heard you fucking talking about
Yeah, because I was typing and you were like listening and Sam was obviously responding and laughing at what I'd said about it. And you were like, oh, thanks, Dale.
Oh, man. I don't
So
know.
this is to do with your asshole. I had a message off Lars yesterday being like, "Happy birthday, Sam." Blah, 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 so on and so on. And I was like, Lars, I really appreciate the message. I was so kind of you. I was like, it was only ruined by the fact that I could see Rob's fucking asshole just above the screenshot.
Oh my god, that definitely can't be shown.
Oh, was that was
That
was
was
that
a
the
drawn picture.
Sam, you're gonna have to blur that, mate. You can see it.
Can you see that, Ebs?
is that the pull up? That's the one Brangwin sent me. Like, he just you see little tiny balls just hanging above it. Like,
Fucked up.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna get blurred.
I literally went, the message was only slightly ruined by me being able to see his asshole. I was like that.
how much is it? How much would it be, right, for me to put my bussy on your? Put my
wall?
bussy.
How are you going to do that?
Mate,
Wait, do you
I
mean-
can make it work.
Do you mean
like,
your gooch?
Yeah.
Like fucking...
Wait,
call
so
it-
you want to paint your gooch and press it against the wall?
Is that you paying?
Mate,
I don't
if you
know how
paint
much-
your arse in your gooch, you can make an apple and a stem.
But I want to be
Sam,
here
go
to
on
see
your
him
wall.
do that.
Oh,
I'd like to witness how he's gonna do this.
Christ. Yeah, fucking go for it.
On your wall, we'll split it. Like,
Go for it, wherever.
Bussy on the wall. Like, tell me a price. Like, before the hair grows back, preferably. Like, you know.
Oh, Christ.
That's great.
There's going to be a bit of ball, a bit like a fucking line of.
I'll even wax it before it again, like just so
Oh,
it
we got
gets
strips,
pro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
still need to do that waxing
And
thing with
Dale will
Lars.
pull the wax off.
Lars, you're shitting out of it, mate. You need to come down here so we can wax
Oh,
our assholes
yeah.
together.
Oh
We
my
still
God,
owe it.
Yeah. I know.
What?
We
Oh,
said if we
charity
could reach
stream.
10,000 in donations for charity, that me and Lars would wax our assholes together.
They smashed it.
And Lars refuses to, come meet us. So,
What if you like put a waxing strip on your buttholes and you put a line between the two and then you run away from each other?
Oh my god! Oh my lord!
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's so
You
good.
got to do that now.
oh my God.
You got to do that.
If people didn't hear Ebs, basically, she said me and Lars should put waxing strips on our assholes, tie them together, and run away from each other.
That's 100% what's
fucking
happening.
brilliant.
That's happening. It would not tear away cleanly, and you'd have to actually properly redo
Only one
it.
person would win.
I don't think anyone wins in that scenario.
To be fair, I think you'd
So
win
one
because
gets
Lars
it
is
ripped
5
off,
foot
and the
two.
other has wax.
It'll be
on
like
their
a
butt.
Christmas cracker. Just gotta, if you can hold it down with your ass a bit harder.
just. I think Lars would fall for this, right?
Yeah.
But be like, all right, Lars, do this plan. This is what's happening, and if you win, you don't have to get your asshole waxed. And he's gonna be there like, yeah, that sounds really good. Like,
Not realizing
forgetting that he's got a wax strip on his asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
And then we
He's
walk
like, all
over
right,
and
take
goes,
it off now.
You're a winner.
Yeah, okay.
Good job,
Nah,
lads.
the
You did it.
what you would do is like you'd be like ready and you hold them, but let Keith go and hold Lars there and just let Keith run and let Lars take the fucking pain. Like,
I still doesn't. I don't know if that would mean like Lars or Kaif would win though.
I think running would be better. 'cause
Just
you
a
know-
bit off the topic. I've never seen my arsehole. I don't know what it looks like. I was just thinking about who puts the strip on. I could have a mole on my ass. I have no idea.
It's hard to see the arsehole.
Can I
unless
see
you-
it?
like it's hard to see the arsehole in it.
Wait, have you never seen his asshole?
I stared at his asshole, no.
Not stared, but seen it.
I mean, I've seen his butt.
Have you not seen his
You
asshole?
not spread those cheeks.
No.
What the fuck do you
You
two
won't
do?
let me.
Ah, it's being
She tries to finger me all the time.
I was gonna say like
Sam.
Wait,
can't
so
look
wait,
up, like-
you don't like fucking.
I don't know
when
what.
you're in a relationship, you don't fucking go. Hey, love, sorry.
I can confirm, right, that
That's funny as shit.
Kate
That's so,
has
like,
seen my arsehole multiple, not because of
you're
pegging,
together. The whole point of it.
not
is
because of
to
pegging.
Who?
shit
Kate
together. Like,
has
what
seen
the
my
fuck?
arsehole multiple
oh,
times.
that's not what I thought you
When
said.
I had a red raw arse and she had to put pseudo cream in it, like for me, like
You can do that yourself. What?
nah, mate, because I had to
How
spread
is
the
that
cheeks.
like-
You had to put it right in and get them right in. Cheeks like were red.
I don't
Has
know.
he
I just
ever-
I can't think of a situation or sexual position I could be in where Ebs would see my arsehole.
Yeah, not
Just
something
for
I
fun
would
though,
do.
innit?
Like I don't
there is
want to
one-
finger up
what
my
about
bum.
the
Like, so.
Amazon position where like she'll put your legs up and she's fucking you. But that point when she puts
That
her
one
legs
is
up,
quite
Okay, yeah. Well,
amazing, mind
she
you.
sits on the back of the legs. Yeah.
it basically looks like she's fucking you.
Yeah. Okay.
That
You
is
gotta try
a,
that, Ebs. Then you stick your finger in.
it's an interesting one. Look it up later.
Ebs' face right now. She's like,
You
Wait,
know how
so-
it feels to be a man. You have to do the work.
Are
like,
you
do know what I
telling
mean?
me that you've never like just kind of randomly been like, we popped a nut out to Ebs?
she's seen my nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like for fun.
No, not really.
In a non-sexual way.
She does run into my room and go, like, whip her trousers up and go, my dick fell off.
Yeah, I was
I don't
gonna.
know. And you know what the worst thing is? Every time I look in it and I go,
That's what it is. It's going.
Mate,
yeah,
I'd
your dick
always
has
fucking
gone, yeah.
be like, wait, look at the stretch skin, woo!
Oh,
But that's not your arsehole, though, is it?
oh.
Yeah, but if I do that with my balls, I do it with my butt. Be like, fuck, whoa, look.
I
gonna
don't
say,
know,
I
I'm just not that kind of person. Like,
I don't think Lon specifically see my asshole, but a lot of people that see my asshole. Like,
I don't know. I just feel like
that brings
whole,
up more
like,
questions,
the
doesn't
whole
it?
thing where he's like, fucking, hey, spread your cheeks, like, you Used to do that quite a lot. Like you'd be fucking like somebody'd like open a fucking door and you'd be like assholes. Like, wait,
It's funny.
but
I reckon Stan could be one of those people, right? Because
I don't know.
when we played Conan,
Conan,
he was
yeah.
like, "Hey, can I open the door?" Open the door, and he's hanging from the frame with his dick out.
Dick hanging. But I don't know. I guess it's like rugby tours and stuff. You'd be like, fucking wait, you asshole.
I don't know. When I've been with people, like it's always just kind of like my entire butt.
Look at my asshole.
It's the same with the shower in London when like there was a hole.
In a relationship, you treat just like your mates.
Yeah, they are. They're like my best friends. And
But-
Ebbs.
The hole in the
Ebbs.
shower in London, we just pop your fucking nuts through.
Yeah, I found out. The thing is, right? You know, like the handle's missing from the door, and you popped your nut through there. What if somebody got like,
Oh, mate.
Because they were both laying on the bed,
yeah?
and
You're like, guys, look,
I had to shout them over.
your little
like,
spuds hanging through the handle.
I had to be like, oh, Rob, look over here. He looks over. There's a fucking testicle hanging out the door. Look.
The one I remember the first time I stayed with Josh, where I can't remember who stayed in. Was it? Did you stay in the first one at EJX in Birmingham, where the hotel was 4 people?
It was me and Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
both did
remember just opening the door and Josh taking a piss, right? And I just looked him in the eyes, looked down, and just stared at him for like 30 seconds. Went, "The fuck you looking at?" I went, "Your dick."
So-
his dick in his hand.
Last EGX, Josh just wanted his dick out the whole time. I think a couple of people saw Josh's dick at last EGX.
I didn't.
I walked into the bedroom at one point. I wasn't staying with you guys because obviously I was with Lon.
I did the mirror thing with Glenn, didn't
And
I?
he just kind of like, he's, just got out of the shower. I think he just showed his dick to someone seconds
was
before
Glenn.
that.
I think it was
And like,
Joe or Glenn.
he just fucking like had the towel around him. He just went,
It was because Glenn went up with the
dropped
GoPro, didn't he?
he
And
just
goes,
showed me his
fucker."
cock as well. Like, he was just like,
Do you know the worst thing is, right? He's going to see now. He was definitely giving it a good tug, like before he done it, because I seen him on the towel.
He's like, the boys got to see me with some
He had
wind
to
in
fluff
myself.
it up.
Yeah,
didn't
he's
he?
definitely got a bit of wind in that. Like,
So I- no,
Sat in the shower like,
I
gonna
think
show the
what's
boys, gonna show the
happened,
boys,
right?
gonna show the boys.
he's had a good couple shower thoughts, and he's not quite all there, but he's got a bit of a floppy going on, and it looks all right at this point. And he was like, I'm happy to show the boys that. So this is the time to like
It's my gift to them,
establish
like.
something. Like,
My gift to the world.
This is my gift to you. It's just like, woo.
When we
It's
went
a
to
man- it's a man
we went to the
thing, isn't
haunted
it?
mansion, right? And room 1, where it has the really big bathroom
Yeah.
connected to the prisoner
Yeah,
cell.
yeah.
Daz walks in there, leaves the door open, starts pissing. I can see it, and he's like,
you can make eye contact with them as well because their heads
Hey.
are like overstayed high.
Well, when we first got there and went in, Daz was peeing or was stood there to pee, and we were both looking over the banister,
Yeah, so
staring
this-
at him, literally within distance. I was just like stroking his hair, start fingering his ear.
So that's how he like ended up being like. So just to explain, like you go into the bathroom and there's stairs that go down to the like bathroom floor, but the toilet is just over the other side of the banister where the stairs are. So you can literally like touch the person pissing, like you can touch the top of their head. So yeah, we stood there, and initially we were like play with his hair, and the moment like I was like, he's got stage fright, he can't go. And the moment Sam touches his ear, it was just like. I was like, oh.
wasn't it Glenn where like you could hear him peeing and it got even more violent all of a sudden?
It was dead silent. Oh, it wasn't dead silent. There was a little bit of like, splash you could hear, and then it was just like, we were like, what the fuck?
We were like, Glenn, what the fuck? And he was like, I thought I just aimed for the centre for a bit.
I'm sure Kate said she's seen fucking Dad's pissing as well by accident.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, he just
pissed
left
with
the
the
door
door
he
open
didn't
all the
care.
time.
the fuck.
So
Like,
for
if viewers
anyone,
want to know what size is it like?
if anybody's with Daz in the future, play with his ears, because that's apparently what he's into.
Yeah.
I was surprised as well. I walked past the door and I was like, what the fuck's that?
He done it in front of you as well, like.
Yeah, I could see him.
What a fucking
So like I
voyeur,
said,
like.
this kind of like opens the gates for me now. So like,
They were sorry, when we were at the haunted thing as well, I was sat in the toilet ready to poo. And Gav was like,
I
"You
walked in,
started
didn't
yet?"
I?
And he just strolled in, grabbed something, was like, cool off, and I'm just sat there like, no, it's closed the door.
Was there no lock in the door?
you walked while I was shitting as well.
Oh.
I Sam was having a shit, and I needed something from in there, and I was like, you won't mind. So I just walked
He
in.
was like, have you started yet? I was like, no, yet.
So I was like, no, yeah, I'm pooped yet.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, so Daz is
remember why I
basically
went in,
like
though.
he's opened the
can't
gates.
either.
So like I used to like shit with the fucking door open all the time, piss with the door open, and like even when my last housemate was there, like the amount of times his like my bathroom door's there, his bedroom door's there, so now that's Daz's bedroom door. So like he'd have to walk out and like I'd be right there. So he's opened the gates. Like I'm gonna be shitting with that door open all the time.
You'd be sat there, fucking topless, pooping, reading something, and he comes out. You're
Yeah,
like,
usually. My pants are on my ankles, my phone in my little fucking pants hammock.
I'm glad you do that as well.
I offended him so much when I
do
told
that
you
as
that.
well, like, in the toilet,
You're on
just,
your phone and you're like, right, time to wipe, pop her in the pants.
Mate, you
Ed
put
was
it
so
there,
annoyed, like.
you watch while you wipe, it's fucking ideal.
I throw my phone away. I do.
Oh, I do. So, sometimes I'll put my phone on the side, but when I do that, I always leave my phone in the bathroom and forget about it.
Oh, we didn't take a black light to our phones.
Oh,
That would have
no.
been. So we were
Probably best not,
inspecting
like.
everyone's trousers to see if they had any like cum stains or anything. We should have looked at the phones. The phones would be fucking minging.
Mine would be covered.
I use a
in
sock,
Isn't
so
it
I'm
you?
alright. Like,
Isn't it?
Oh, it might be actually.
wait a minute, before we start. Wait a minute. Like, I do not consent to this.
I think it might be in a duffel bag.
The best one with you, Dale, was the time we were playing Minecraft Legends or something. I can't remember what it was called. And I just remember on my stream, all I hear is, shh, and it was like, everybody in my chat's like, Dale's taking a piss. Dale's taking a piss.
I just, like I said, I got a wireless headset. I can now just like, go and piss while I'm talking to people.
So
and,
Dale,
like,
when you've put your phone in your pants like that, have you ever forgotten about it? Just pull your pants up and walk off, and then you're like, oh shit,
I
pull out
have,
the phone.
but it's been in a not. It has. I haven't pulled it all the way up. It's like fallen out of the leg or something.
All right, you don't do this, but you'd have to worry about it fucking going up there. So chill out, love.
It's only when like it's fallen out of the leg of the pants or fallen off the pants as I've done.
Are you
it.
disgusted
It's
by the
never-
idea of it?
I've never pulled it all the way up, and
I usually wear cuff trousers, so
So
it'll
the
like
balls left.
slide down and get caught by there, and I'm like, oh fuck, all right, let's get the phone out.
Do you know what I found about as well about women, right, when they go to the toilets and nights out? I didn't think about this, right? So see when they don't take, some of them don't take the underwear off, depending if you're wearing a thong, they just push it to the side, right? So when my
Ed's
friend,
nodding away in agreement.
like my friend ended up pissing herself because she thought she had a thong on, forgot, and then she panicked and pissed her pants. You know what I mean? Like, so all I'm thinking is like, how many women pull their pants down when they go to the toilet? Like,
Yeah, but like if you put
That's
them to
a
the
creepy
side, aren't you
question,
like
Rob.
increasing the opportunity for you
I
to
don't
piss
know.
all over your
Rob,
pants?
it would be the same thing as do you use the little pocket
No.
in the front for your dick? No, you don't.
and I just pull it out.
Even if it's cold.
I just pull out.
Even if it's really cold out,
I
you don't
don't
just
use
like
the pocket.
sneak
But
it
like
out.
the pocket's like this. It's like two layers.
Yeah.
So
It's
your
like
dick.
a fucking maze, like.
You have to play Snake to get your penis out. Like.
So it
I'm
keeps
not
resting
about to go
warm.
on a fucking adventure to take a
Hold
piss.
on,
like,
it's just like having the zip here for jeans. Exactly the same.
Yeah, but the zip it like it opens and the penis may
and then
leave.
you gotta fucking lead the snake to water.
So with the
Reenact
boxers,
Maze
like, it's
Runner,
like your
just go on a
snake has
fucking-
to, take a
I
bit
think
of an
it'd be the
S
same,
turn.
similar sort of thing where, oh, dude, I'd like a little like, like the button down things where you just go, oh, whoop, and then it pops out.
on poppers, like.
That'd be nice.
The only thing is, on a cold day, like trying to find my fucking dick in a cold day is hard enough. Like, and I think,
Rob's reaching
Where'd
up.
he go?
Oh boy, come on, out you go, out you go.
where are you? Eh?
All right.
You just have to go porn and it'll go, woo.
Is that in the podcast?
Let's-
Cheers, see you later, guys.
No,
No, we're not done yet.
Egg time. I want to get some.
Let's pull it back a bit, yeah.
How
And,
much do I
um,
have to pay to out this? Like,
Go on to the eggs.
Honestly, I cannot express how much I am not looking forward to this.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't
So-
do this for allergy reasons. Like,
That's the
I'm-
outro, mate.
I know.
You can't do an outro for allergy reasons. All right, we've
Rob's
got eggs to
allergic
eat
to
this
outros.
episode. Thank you for joining this episode of the podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Fuck you. Bye.